Hey now, everybody. This isn't the official introduction. Not yet. Not yet. We're trying a little something... Well, we're trying something a little... What am I trying to say? Trying something a little different?
Yeah, I guess it's just kind of one of those pre-race kind of deals. The guys get out there and do a little bit of practice prior to the thing. Now, you got to remember, this is the IROC series.
Yep.
Being that it's an IROC series, they don't practice on any of the tracks that they're going to be running tonight. So, it was at Blue Ridge, I believe, and Daytona. So
Correct.
what they do a little differently is they go out and they'll practice for a little bit, and then they start set up and they do some sprint races. So tonight we're gonna just kind of watch them do a little bit of sprint racing for a minute. It's a kind of chance to give the guys a little time to shake down the car, figure out stuff, get used to who they're racing around and whatnot, and kind of have some fun before the real racing starts.
Yeah, so we've... a few weeks back, or a month or two ago, we had an idea where on Saturday we have like different pace car drivers, and we've always open for ideas for the broadcast, and sometimes we just stumble upon some stuff. Usually right now you would be watching a countdown screen, so that's why I've got the music playing in the background. This is the countdown screen. We're just going to watch some sprint races, so this is some warm-up quickies they're going to do here. They just did Texas. You can see there on your screen, they just changed it to Atlanta Motor Speedway, which is not what it's called anymore, but we're never going to call it anything other than Atlanta Motor Speedway.
Yeah.
Now they switched it to Daytona.
Okay, well.
So whatever they end up doing, it's going to be a quick 10-lap sprint race. Very frantic, over quick, and it'll be a lot of fun. And then at the top of the hour, we will fire the broadcast up for real, do a proper intro, and get to the official race, the official doubleheader. Actually, we're racing at Blue Ridge and at nighttime Daytona. Yeah,
and it's kind of cool. It's instead of, especially like we've seen a lot of it done on some of the guys that run the big just run, Talladega or Daytona. They'll do that a lot of times because you can go out there and practice all day long, but you're never really going to get the full field out there. You're going to get, probably six, maybe the most about 6 to 8 drivers together, but you never really get into like a kind of a racing condition. So they do kind of just a simple, a 10-lap shootout kind of thing, random qualifying. They just line them up and go out there and just have fun. And I've been involved in a few. I actually, believe it or not, I've won one of those. Probably out of the 30 I've done, I've only won one. But yeah. But it's fun. It just gives you more of a chance to see what the car's going to do.
Yeah, I've won a couple of them. It's cool. It's a lot of fun, but it's still nerve-wracking, because you're out there, and instead of just practicing, guys can set up a practice for 90 minutes. You can come and go. But when you run some sprints, let's do some super fast racing, get everybody out there together, and some people will join and some people won't. But it is pretty cool. So yeah, I guess somebody reached out to you and wanted to see if we could broadcast some sprints tonight before the actual event started.
Yeah, the owner there, Donnie Cameron, kind of chatted with me this morning a little bit, giving me the link to the cars, making sure I had that, to make sure that you have the new pace car, just stuff like that. And he was kind of wondering if there was a way that we could, to just pop in a little earlier and kind of, do a little bit of the sprint racing. So, and we said, yeah, I'll get a hold of Blaine, we'll work it out, and that's what we're doing tonight.
Yeah, this will be fun. Yeah, I was just going to check to make sure the pace car was working, but I can't see that until the race. But this will be good. Something a little different. Quick little hangout here for the next 12 minutes or so, and then points racing, because they do double headers, so it's the finale is the last Monday of every month. I think they set it up to be that way.
Yep.
And they always run 2 tracks. So Blue Ridge is cool. I've actually never seen Blue Ridge before. And
I have never. I don't think I've ever seen it. There's Donnie.
It's exactly... Hey. Oh, there's Donnie.
I just wanted to remind you that if you're asking about DVDN, that stands for Diver Down. Okay.
Yeah. We're waiting for you guys to start up your sprint races. The broadcast has actually started, but not technically. We're just watching the sprint racing kind of stuff and watching you guys have goof around out there.
Well, that's what we do best, goof around. I'm speaking for myself. Okay, I just thought I'd just check with you on that.
Yeah, we remembered.
Thanks, Donnie.
I'll mess up somebody else's name, but...
Thanks, Blaine.
Yes, sir.
Thanks, Donnie.
You bet. We're going to start the first sprint in a couple minutes.
Perfect. I was actually going through the cars that were here today and looking around at them, and I see that DJ's here. I forget what his first name is now, but DJ, we always call him DJ, but his last name is Johnson. He had some surgery. Yeah, Daryl. Okay, I know EJ, his brother, Eric, I think it is, but Irv, that's right. I was saying, it's been a while since I raced with the guys, you know what I mean? But I see he's back racing. I'm glad to see he's doing well, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it was great to see him back.
Yes, it is.
Okay, I'll let you go. Talk to you in a bit.
Good luck tonight.
Thank you very much.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, the last broadcast we were DVDN. I was calling him Davidian the whole time. I didn't know what it was. Nobody prompted us on that one. Guys using their initials. I'm like, I don't know. So yeah, I guess Diver Down. I guess he's must be a diver of the scuba.
Not everybody here uses their real name. Some leagues require that you use your real name. Some don't care if you have a nickname. So DVDN. We was trying to figure it out. You were calling him DVDN, but it stands for Diver Down because he is a diver.
Nice.
That's the way we're gonna do it.
Yeah. So I guess they decided on Atlanta, and there is 29 seconds left here on the practice before we get this sprint going. And there might only be time for one sprint, but hey, at least our little countdown video is a little bit more exciting than just listening to tunes. Well, I mean, that's the way YouTube kind of works. You like to start a little countdown at the front, just to, if you're going to stream live, it lets everybody know that you're going. It's not like, oh, it's on now, we got to watch now. At least if I throw up the countdown screen for 15 minutes, people get the text and go, oh, Tarnation TV's live, but they know there's going to be a 10-minute buffer before we actually start doing stuff. So green flag probably about 10 after the hour. So
looking in the chat there, we got, I'm saying Prester.
That's Yasik. I work with that guy.
Yasik?
Yep.
Okay. I like that. You ready for some Monday Madness? Of course, DJ said hi. Like I said, glad to see him. I saw you out there earlier, buddy. I was going to make sure that I mentioned I was glad to see you here. And then, of course, Diver Down is in there. Yeah, I guess the old guy is what somebody said. Desperado guy?
Dega Pro.
Yeah.
So Jason Scheck must know who he is, too.
Mm-hmm. A few different different drivers than we had last time here. We'll go through the points and stuff like that once we get onto the live aspect of it. But here we go. I think they're getting ready to do the first sprint.
Yeah, let's check out that pace car. Yeah, that's the one. OpenSpeedway.net. There we go. We got it. Who sent those over? Who sent those custom pace cars over?
Donnie Cameron.
Thank you, Donnie Cameron. It's official. I think the stock ones are just a solid color, so it's definitely nice to have
that
a
does
custom.
Look pretty cool though.
Yeah,
I actually put it in mine. I don't have the same pace car that you do on the at ASR, so I got to grab that one from you.
Yeah, they tend to be random. I have some FSB ones. They don't even use NASCAR 2003 anymore, unfortunately. The FSB guys, but they had a cool live broadcast set up too. John Reap, he had two computers running, so he could actually do picture-in-picture. So if you had, if he was going back in a replay, he could keep the live race down in the corner. So that's kind
while
of
he was
neat
racing.
Setup.
While he was racing, he had a little small screen down at the bottom showing it.
No, he was a broadcaster like us, so he would sit out and show what you're seeing. But he would connect to the server twice, so he'd have another computer feeding him a different signal, so he could have a picture-in-picture, so he could go back in a replay, but keep the bottom quarter of the screen on the live feed. And I'm like, that's cool, but that's just more hardware, right? You need a capture card and whatnot. But either way, this is a sprint race. This is 10 laps on the clock here. See if my ticker stuff should work.
The good thing about it is there's no points, no worries, and actually no penalty points.
No penalties, no nothing.
Can't get any penalty points for anything, or go out and practice and get used to the guys.
And I love how they use Texas and Atlanta, because these tracks are nuts.
Oh, Cameron got a boost by Cameron.
Charlotte's another one that's insane. You just give these guys about a half lap and you'll see what I mean.
Yeah. This is neat. You got to remember, too, one of the rules that they have over here is that you cannot low line the tracks. In other words, you're not allowed to run the bottom of the track and block So you can go through the corners on the bottom like that, but when you come off to the straightaway, you got to make sure that if somebody behind you is trying to make a run on you, you have to give them that room if they've got the chance to get it. So
right there, the 55 of that dark burgundy car of Huntsbury, he got passed underneath because he can't protect the line on the bottom. It's happening again there, diver down, going underneath Arcade.
It makes for a little bit different kind of strategy and per se, and a lot of lead changes.
Yeah, that's why I say it's frantic, because they're using, first of all, they're using a crazy track like old Atlanta.
Yeah.
And you're not allowed to low line, so then they just get this slingshot stuff going on here.
You'll get somebody leading, and like driver diver down right now is out there out front. He can't do on the low line like he wants to, so all of a sudden now he's up in the high side. He'll get freight trained to the back, and then he'll come back again. I mean, it's pretty cool to watch him do this. We had a pretty good time with him the last time around. It was neat how that just changes the dynamic of the race just a little bit.
Well, and especially in a sprint.
Last season's champion out there, Rick Kay, driving in that old red car, bright, can't miss him. I guess he wanted to be red so he could be noticed, I guess. But we had a little story about him. Once we get to the real broadcast, we've got a little stories about him. But yeah.
Do you get to pick your color here? Because I know, is it Donnie, I think, that creates all these car files? Because IROC always has a uniform template. You get your number, your name, and your color. So I'm assuming you get to pick your color.
Yes and no. Yes, they do kind of go around, making sure, if you want a color, they'll try to accommodate, if you know what I mean, try to get something close to it, but not necessarily all the time. I got a question though. That 69. Jesus. Oh, I gotta get my number dyslexia in order here. The 36. How would you say his last name?
I'm saying St. Ward.
St. Ward. Okay.
St.Ward, but you can't use dots.
Yeah. Okay, that makes more sense.
Yeah. Or it's Steward, but that doesn't make any sense because there need to be an extra vowel in there. I'm going to say St. Ward.
Yeah. It's currently back there in the second spot. Like I say, the way the rules are here, and even with the their cars are equally prepared, running on a track where drafting does come into play.
Oh yeah.
You're not going to go out there and by yourself and just dominate with it. And so, get some help, get some drafting help. You can see the bottom line there just got a good run down the front stretch there, and left St. Ward back a little bit, just kind of. He just pulled away from them with everybody drafting one, in one single line. You would think, though, after a while, if you got enough cars, you're going to have some cars have, kind of similar. I mean, you look at, I think, Diver Down and Cameron, from a quick look, they look close, but, Diver Down is in kind of more of a bluish purple, where Cameron's in a kind of a standard blue.
I'd want to be the obnoxious guy and just be like some crazy bright pink like thing or whatever, but I mean, or tie-dyed, but then that's not a solid color.
I'd want to be dark heart. That's the color I'd want. Something like that. Bright green, or since my go-kart is Dodge Challenger green. So I wanted Ryobi.
Johnson.
I wanted Ryobi green, but
Ryobi green.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's almost yellow.
It's yellowish green, yeah. But when I had the body being put on it last year, we were talking about it. He sent me a picture of a Porsche, and it was more. It was bright, but it wasn't that kind of green. It was kind of more of a green than it was a brighter color. So we settled on the Dodge Challenger green. So
nice.
Ooh,
last lap. Oh, the 14 got a little bit hooked there. So the 86. Is there like an apparition in that corner bumping people? They're allowed to protect the bottom now. You can see Rick's on the bottom holding it.
I think it was the last 2 laps or something like that. I don't remember exactly where it was at. But once you got down to the end of the race, you were allowed to defend the bottom.
Looks like Rick's going to get it. Followed by Kearns and, we got a blow over. Yeah, why not, eh? Wreck 'em up, boys.
It's a fun race. It's a kind of a goof-off race. Why not?
Yeah. Somebody's turtling. That's Darkheart. He'll get some help. Oh, he quit first. It would have been fun to see him get pushed back over.
And then there's always the downside to it. They don't have the roof flaps. They don't have all that stuff. So get around backwards. They're going airborne.
Yep.
They should no longer become race cars. They become pilots without a license.
Yeah. Well, there you go. We got in there and did a little bit of a different countdown screen and got in one of the sprint races right on time. So we will shut the mics off, and you're looking at our schedule for the upcoming week there. Rolling Thunder Gaming Talladega Challenge on Thursday. We've got All-Star Racing, the Super Speedway Premier Series on Saturdays. That's race number 9, I think.
Yep.
Or 8.
9.
9.
No, you're right. 8.
It's 8.
Number 8.
Yeah, we
did 7 last week. Yeah.
So we're getting down to the last couple of races with those guys, and of course next Tuesday, Maverick's biggest race of the year. We've been doing a lot of work behind the scenes to make that one very unique. So definitely tune in on the 3rd. Maverick actually starts their qualifying this week because they usually have somewhere around 70 guys applying to get into that race. But,
that's actually a pretty good idea. Do it ahead of time so you've got your 40, or I think it's going to be probably 40 drivers.
Oh, easy.
Yeah.
He had
but
77 guys show up like last year for that race, so they definitely had to do duels and multiple qualifying sessions. It's pretty nuts. And this game was built in 2002, so who knew that it would still be going that hard, But
they must have switched over to something different. I don't have the track, so...
I'm on California right now.
Ah, that's why. Okay. Stock California?
Looks like it.
That would be the reason for that would be because I don't have all of the tracks in my folder. I have them all. They're just in a different folder.
We might be doing another sprint.
It's possible.
Yeah, because if we're at California, we were going to cut the mics off here and go live, but you know what? Well, we still can. Yeah, let's roll the intro video, and then we'll get this thing started officially, and if there is another sprint in our future, we'll cover it. Stay tuned. Hey, we're back. Thanks for watching Tarnation TV live on a Monday night. It's 10 o'clock. It's late on the East Coast. But this is Open Speedway. Doubleheader here on Monday Night Madness. Blue Ridge and Daytona at night. Everybody loves Daytona in the dark. So yeah, this will be a fun night tonight. A couple of quick races. Looks like we got one more sprint before we go live with the actual points event. But as always, my name is Blaine Darlin, joined by Rod Weston.
Welcome back to wild. What did he say that it was? A wild Monday Madness craziness. But yeah, so we talked about a little bit earlier there about the points. Well, the points last season they do a kind of a month racing season, and at the end they crown a champion. And then I think what Larry said last time, after 3 months, then they crown a champion over those 3 months overall. so they're on the second one around now. Rick Kay was the points champion last time. Second was Chris Elliott. Unfortunately for Rick Kay, he missed a race. When you say you missed a race, well, no, he missed 2 races. He missed the night of racing, which means he didn't get points for 2 weeks. So that knocked him way back down there. He is somewhere down, I forget. I gotta find him. He's down in 15th, and he's 402 points back. I don't think he's gonna make that up tonight.
Yeah, like you say, if you miss a week, you're missing 2 events. That's a big deal.
Yeah, and I don't understand why they allowed it to happen, but for some reason they allowed Chris Elliott to get back up in that championship hunt. Last season, he was the points leader going in. Tonight, he is second to Brad Faulkner. I didn't see Elliott or Brad in here yet, but I'm sure that they will be. Looking in the chat here, the team speak. I don't see either one of them here yet, so that would be interesting if neither one of them shows up. That's a little bit strange, but...
Well, especially because you can see how tight they are on the thing there, Faulkner and Elliott. You know, then Mangialardi right on the doorstep.
Yeah, I was going to say, Mangialardi back there, 11 back.
He's not here either.
He could easily take over the championship. Larry D, running there in 4th, and then Donnie Cameron's 123 points back. Now, I don't know, I forget now exactly how they do the points, whether or not it's a, like the old school kind of 100, you could get like 185 points for a win, leading a lap, leading the most laps. I'm not really sure how that works out, but I don't think he's got a chance, but we'll have to wait and see. We're not quite going live yet, so, we're not sure if Elliott or Brad will be here, so we'll have to figure that out.
Yeah, interesting. But yeah, we're racking them up here for another sprint race. I just realized I might still have my music playing in the background. You may have heard 2 songs at once. That's always fun. Problem with the monitoring, I don't monitor the audio on the... Oh, bless you. I don't monitor the audio.
The dog?
Yes. She just woke up, so she might have to exit the room. We'll see what happens.
Texted Chris to see if he was racing. Because, it's kind of important to get here and race.
Yeah, coming this far and then missing a week, but I mean, stuff happens.
Yeah.
Drivers, start your engines!
Drivers, start your engines. 10 laps on the clock. And
move things around on my screen here. I had to hide the points because, it was all on top of everything else and I couldn't do nothing else.
Yeah, once this sprint is over, I'm going to refresh the game. We'll watch this madness too. So yeah, California is always fun. Not as frantic as a Texas or Atlanta, but definitely fast and super wide.
Well, I was looking down at the chat. Larry says good luck racers in there. Larry D. And then Robert Spring's in there. He's like, what's up, Tarnation Nation? And he said, get her done, Chris Elliott. And then, of course, we said, Elliott's not here yet. And he's like, I just talked to Chris Rod. So we'll see. He might be a latecomer getting in here, but he's still got a few minutes.
Yeah. This entire sprint race can play out. So he's got about, probably 6 to 10 minutes to get in here. As long as he's in here before they qualify, you'll be all right. All right.
So we're picking up a few more of them because EJ's out there now.
Johnston.
There's 2 brothers out there. Last time we were here, DJ wasn't here. He had just got done with a surgery and was recovering from that. And I'm, like I said before, really glad to see that he's back here and he's back racing again. Oh, Dirk Diggler's there. I was just looking through the new cars, new colors. Necessarily knew he was there before, but...
Oh, dark car around.
Look at that. Big one. John Godfrey is in the house, too. Just checked him out. He was right through all of that mess. Didn't even have to lift. Got a little fender bender on there with, I I believe it was Donnie Cameron, but they
14 gets shot up the track. So does the 077. Oh, we're getting rid of a few people here in the first couple laps of this one. It's funny because this track's wider than the last one. Nothing happened in the last race.
Unfortunately for Chris Elliott, last time around, really had a good chance at the championship, and just got taken out by a situation not of his doing. He basically went down the backstretch, and the car got just a little too tight, come off the corner, hit the wall. He went to go underneath him, and then he bounced off the wall, knocked him down into pit road. That put him back a couple of laps.
That, yeah.
And he never really recovered from that. And then in the second race, I believe Rick Kay got second, I think it was, or something like that. He did, had a much better finish both times, which, gave him the championship.
Right down to the wire. Always fun to see. It's crazy, the competition in such an old sim too, like this many people can come out any time of the any day of the week, any time of the day. You're gonna have a bunch of people out here doing this. Like right now we got 17 guys starting. This is just a sprint race. And the rule to not low line, you can't protect that line at the apron. I thought that would be super annoying, but it definitely leads to some really exciting races because you're not allowed to cover that. I mean, a track like this, you tend to run a little higher anyway.
In the stock tracks, yes and no. You know what I mean? You don't run right down to the bottom, but you still don't run the high groove, kind of like you would at, like a BR track or something like that. But, it made, the first race we ran last week was Hillside, and you could probably just run around the bottom down there, just stick right to the bottom and, and maybe not get, past. But with that rule coming into play, people couldn't do it. I probably should have kept track of how many lead changes there were, but there was quite a few. Not necessarily at the start-finish line, like sometimes they'd go down the front stretch and somebody would go by, and then down the back stretch somebody else would go by. And I would imagine at a track like Atlanta and Texas or all that, it would probably play out kind of similar to that. Blue Ridge, I'm not familiar with, but it's what we said, it was over 2 miles. So it kind of, the guys told me it's kind of like a super speedway. And then of course we know Daytona. Daytona's, gonna be it. But being the stock Daytona, it is going to be a low line track. You can go on the high side there, but you're gonna need a lot more cars to be able to do that. What we've seen at like RTG, super speedway, they kind of go and they'll get 4 cars in the high side, 4 cars in the middle, and 4 cars on the bottom, and it can be fairly even. At Daytona here tonight, if you have 4 cars on the bottom, you're probably going to need 8 cars on the top to be able to push that front car by.
Right, because this version of Daytona we'll be using tonight hasn't been modified. They may run a modified car setup, but they're not changing the track settings. So those stock tracks were sort of like you said, they were a 1-lane track.
John Godfrey hasn't gone out there and put his goodness into it,
Yeah. Yeah, all these guys who know the nitty-gritty of getting into those config files and changing those digits, that can definitely adjust the grip lanes and in conjunction with the setup on the cars. You really can get some tracks that run wide open everywhere. Lap number 9 of 10 right there as they cross the line. Next time around, we will see a white flag.
Place your bets.
Yep. Literally anybody right now, they're 3 wide. They've been 3 wide for like the last while, too. Oh, Johnston up into the wall.
Godfrey can run it smart. I don't think they'll be able to get by him, but,
Oh, Larry D got down in front there.
Ooh, I was going to say, Godfrey got in the corner, out of the corner, really, really good. Ooh. There's not somebody close enough behind Larry D, at the moment to really get him that push by him.
He's got one lap to go,
so could change a little bit. Oh, Rick Kay does not decide to push Larry D, decides that he's going to try to go for it for himself. Ooh, they both get tight coming off that corner. Oh,
Yeah.
3 of them high in there. That hurt him big time.
It's almost like you were watching, if you're in the car watching the other guy, and then you kind of just mimic what they're doing.
I think, basically Godfrey just kind of took that corner, let off, just took the corner good. The other guys just tried a little bit too hard. DJ was running him down, but he's going to run out of time.
Yep. John Godfrey, the 7-Eleven sprint race winner.
Second, there's DJ. I mean, that's Daryl Johnson, man. That's pretty awesome. After having his surgeries and stuff, he's back racing and he's right on top of form.
There's a lot of brother teams out here, eh? So you got the Johnstons, you got Bob and Tom Dixon, rest in peace, Bob, and then the Elliots, Jeff and Chris. My brothers used to play this, but they never played it in an online league.
Yeah.
And my one brother used to play it in arcade mode, so.
Yeah.
But anyway, why not, right? If it's the mode's there to use it, he had a lot of fun playing it too. So this thing's been around.
Still on California, they may be doing yet another sprint race.
Talladega.
Here we go. Wow, oh boy.
One of these days we'll get to the actual event.
Yeah. Well, I guess if you wanted to air a few of the sprint races. Now, I did get one question asked from Larry D. Was wondering how many Red Goat Bowls you got lined up this week.
Yeah.
I'll try to keep you awake.
Yeah. I went to bed really early last night, so I'll be good tonight.
Okay.
I'll be driving tired tomorrow, but I'll be good. There's been a few weeks in the past couple months where I didn't even go back and watch the broadcast because I'm like, man, I nodded off. Especially at RTG because I don't do the talking. It's Seth, Norman, and or Seth, Michael, and Kyle.
Yeah, they're doing the talking, so you're good. It's capable of nodding off there, but just the camera doesn't do anything.
I come back and I'm going. I look at TeamSpeak and it's empty. The one time I did that, I'm like, wow. Like there was 3 laps left, and now everybody's gone. I hope I got the finish. I hope I wasn't focused on a car that crashed.
Good news. Good news. We got official. Brad Faulkner is in the house on the track right now, and I see Chris Elliott in TeamSpeak. I haven't seen him yet on the track.
Nice.
They are here.
The 03 of Jebro is out there.
Yeah, he showed up. Yeah. Kind of going through to see if Elliott's gonna, turn a lap out here or not, but. And let's see, he hasn't even joined yet, so. He'll be in here probably shortly. I'm not sure what happened there.
Something did.
Yeah, because I was watching, I believe.
Practice?
Yeah,
and
it just disappeared.
Yeah, we'll keep staring at the points here after 6 events. So the last 2 events we will watch tonight. And thanks as always, everybody who's watching this thing live. Oh, I got kicked right out.
Me too.
Well, it's a good time probably to reset the tickers anyhow. But yeah, thanks everybody to watching the race, of course, if you watched it live or on the replay. Thanks, of course, to Open Speedway. Larry Rubenstein for contacting us and bringing us in to do this. Once a month, last Mondays of the month is when they do their... Because every month is like a season, right?
Yeah, every month's a season. And then that last Monday of every month is the championship. Just looking at the chat while we were trying to get everything, kind of back working. We got Robert Spring in there, of course, and then Larry D's talking about the start time is going to be 10:30 tonight. All right, it's not a problem. Everybody smash the like button, Larry D says. So we got 2 likes so far. Let's see.
I guess I could like my own video, right? That would help.
Yeah. Then we got Pumpkin in the house tonight. Watching at work. Pumpkin's working tonight, so that's It doesn't usually work at nights, so that's something new. And then he said,
I owe Bob
Larry,
a car.
Larry said a server went down, coming back right now. And then, of course, Bob Spring is out there shouting out to Pumpkin.
Yeah, I'm shouting out to Bob Pumpkin Sire. Also, he got me to do up a vehicle. I can't remember if it was a truck or a car. I'm pretty sure it was a truck. Run the 09 mod. I gotta get him. I gotta get that done. Skulls, lots of skulls.
Oh boy,
he always wants skulls on his cars and stuff, which is awesome. I have no problem doing that. Even a mediocre car design can look bad ass with a skull on it, or multiple skulls.
He puts down there that he wants the CTS 09 Caddy.
NCT, NASCAR Truck Series?
Yeah,
no, NASCAR, CTS. What is that? NCT. NASCAR.
CTS, I would imagine.
Cup Trucks 09. Yeah, it's the 09 truck mod. So we had a server outage. That's unfortunate.
Waiting to be able to get back in.
Yeah. Now, in the meantime, like I said, we got a busy April coming up. We've got TMP has us broadcasting some. Oh yeah, March, April, yeah, spring is going to be a busy month. Yeah, because you've got TMP on board for 3 or 4 in a row. I think.
We've got 5 races with them. We've got their 4 IROC championship races, and then the last of the IRO 88 series that we covered about a month ago. Right. They would like us to come in and do the championship round for the Area 88 series before they go over to the IROC series for. And I do have to apologize for them too, because I thought it was going to be 2 races a night like they do, and they're just going to be single races, and then every race there's going to be 12 drivers. Every night, 3 drivers get eliminated, and then they keep going and they keep going, and then the next week 2 more, 3 more, and then when they get down to the last race, they'll have 3 drivers, and then the highest finishing drivers in points that is not one of the top 3 gets the nod to go in, and there's 4 of them that go for the championship. So come on.
Just trying to. Yeah, we're not getting a server connection here.
Race LM shows them still at Atlanta.
Yeah, I don't use Race LM. I use the game to connect with direct IP. I mean, obviously, I'm connecting to Race LM through a port, but
right. Yeah, you're just not doing it through the arena.
Yeah, the arena does it. They updated the software, and I never got it to work, so I just do direct connect. But the
server is down. Larry just posted on the chat that Ralph is on the phone with Race Arena right now, trying to get settings squared away.
Right, I'm thinking if Race LM is down, that might be bad.
Yeah.
Because if that's gone down, then every single server's gone down, unless somebody's running a private server, which I would be able to do to a point. You could never run like 40 guys, but I could probably host 15 or 20. But
yeah, no, they don't have a single server up and running other than Open Speedway is the only one that I show, but that's not add too much because I don't think Rolling Thunder. They usually ran the Rolling Thunder game ran a FCRD mod on Monday.
Was it Bare Bones series on Monday? I thought it was a Bare Bones series.
I don't know. I can't remember. It's been a while since I raced there, but nobody else we know runs on Monday. So.
Oh. Who is the guy? Do you know who created Race the arena? Like
no.
RLM?
No, I've never. I've had a server on there, but I never really contacted him, or found out who it was directly.
Because that's a guy we should shout out, man. Because I think it's like a one-man show. Because that thing's been around for a long time, and he just recently updated it in the last couple of years. It changed a bunch of stuff, but just to make it faster, more reliable. Because it rarely ever goes down.
Yeah, but I think too, you got to figure. I know that for a moment they were talking about possibly shutting it down, just because so many people are going to iRacing, but there's still a lot of those diehard ones. They don't want to go to the iRacing thing. They'd rather come and and still do this game. So there's still people out there. I know if you look at Race LM, it used to be full, I guess is the way that you would put it. You'd have to scroll down to see all of the servers down there, and right now there's only 8 servers on it. So, it's probably, quieted down a little bit because a lot of people go into iRacing, but I'll never go to iRacing. So
there's also a lot of leagues that don't use RLM.
Yeah.
Like, Maverick's got a couple of servers, but he runs them himself.
Yeah.
Fast
SMO same way.
Yeah. Randall Coleman over at Fast, he's got his own server. I think he runs it right out of his house.
Oh yeah, AOR runs their own
crazy high-speed internet, and you just run your own box.
Yep.
So it's
AOR runs their own server, and actually that's the guy I was telling you about that has all the tricks and stuff that it does. I've heard that Hobo is actually using AOR servers now. So
right on. Yeah, server is now up and running. So I wonder if they're going to postpone the sprint or if they're just going to go straight into Blue Ridge. Yeah, it looks like they're going to go straight into Blue Ridge. And they're changing the lap count on Blue Ridge. Yellow flags are on. I'm just watching them adjust all the menu settings. Put on some AI. Yeah. Put in some AI guys at 70%. That'd be cool. Bumper cars.
Well, I don't know if that would be a good thing.
No, probably not. It would be fun in a practice situation. So 3x 60 laps is what that looks like.
I've seen groups do that. I've seen groups that, they didn't have, a lot of drivers. So they kind of, added a few of the AI in there to add a few. And it can really get weird, because they drive a little differently. They slow down a little corners a little bit more,
Yeah, and I've actually never done it online. Like, put in a couple AI cars and see what they do, just in a practice situation. You don't want to do it in a race.
Right.
But,
Well,
it looks like, so Blue Ridge is Michigan.
Okay.
I'm going to say that, this is 100% Michigan. I thought it was a fictional track. But you can see right here on the broadcast, we got Blue Ridge Speedway. But if I go boop, 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 they forgot to change that one back there. Not to mention the grandstands and everything are Michigan's grandstands. And I recognize that pit road because it's got I like this pit road because you could come out of turn number 3 and 4 right here, full bore, crank the thing to the left down here on the flat. Once the car settles, throw the anchor out, get that thing slowed down before that tire barrier, and you're good to go down pit road. You can come full speed off that corner. Just don't hit the brakes until the car settles. Otherwise, you're going to go around.
Yep.
It's a lot of fun.
A
lot of fun.
Michigan's a fun, I think is a fun, good racing track. A lot of, the original one, not so much per se. I think I have always been a big fan of the, I'm watching Rick Kay drive down there, and I think he pretty much did it just the way you suggested. But
that's the way I've always done it. Full speed down onto the flat, and once the thing settles down, just jam the brakes.
Michigan BR, I always kind of had a fondness for just because you can run the high side, and actually, if you got the an open setup, it was a much better. You could run that high side, and you can really, really save tires, but yet get more speed off the corner. And
yeah, Michigan's a great track. Brian Wolf, in cahoots with John Godfrey, redid the texturing on this Michigan track to be fluid raceway. And that's where the Tarnation Oh, at the start, like when I play this screen here, this video footage is taken from Fluid Raceway, which is a modified Michigan. So we've got our Tarnation TV studio building out there somewhere, and then John Godfrey just retextured it to say Tarnation TV Studios, which is kind of neat. When Brian sent me that, I was like, "Oh, dude, I'm putting that in the video all day." Oh, you can see it right here, I guess, because there's a water tower in the corner. You know what? We got the power to do this stuff. We're in practice mode. We can fly around in here. Okay. Let's see. So that intro that I just played, you notice it right there. That's the area there. So John Godfrey took that building, changed it into a Tarnation TV building, and then that water tower in the back, put a Fluid Raceway logo on it. Pretty cool how we can modify stuff.
You know, it's kind of neat though when you come to a track, come to this here. Not sure I really like the camera views on this.
No, me neither. They're a little bit too close.
You come to a track, come to a group like this, Open Speedway, and there's a lot of familiar faces to us. John Godfrey, obviously, Crocodile Cromp is in there, Mike Mangialardi, obviously Chris Elliott. Those are guys, Ken Hunksbury. We see these guys, racing at different leagues, different, areas and stuff like that. So it's kind of cool that they've all come over here to run at Open Speedway on Mondays.
Yeah, it's neat. It gets the driver count up.
Yeah. I don't remember how many we had last time. I think it was about the same.
Around
I think there's
a
couple of more maybe than it was last time. But obviously with, EJ being back. Oh, Ken Hunksbury was here. Crocodile was here. There's a few extra newer people on there.
Yeah, I don't think was Rick there. Rick K.
Yes,
I can't remember.
He was the champion.
He was? Okay.
He was the guy that won the championship the last time around.
Gotcha.
Haven't seen. Let me check something. Still don't see Chris Elliott joining yet, so that's kind of weird.
Yeah, he's in the TeamSpeak server.
Yeah. Oh, there he is. Yeah, I see where he's connected. Yeah, okay, so he's there.
All right, I'm just rebooting the tickers to make sure the tickers are working.
I haven't seen him turn a lap yet out there, but he's come off pit road right now. He's coming around, I believe he's coming around turn 2. And coming around this time, he'll actually record a lap time. Currently, right now, the points leader, Brad Faulkner, is 11th fastest out there. So let's see what Chris can do when he actually hits the start-finish line. 12th fastest. So.
With a point lead like that, I mean, it is very close.
Yeah.
Take another look at the points there. You can see Faulkner is leading, but only by 4. Mike Mangialardi 11 points away from first. And there's a bit of a gap there. Larry D's 48 from first, and then Donnie's got 125, 127. You can see how close the rest of those guys are. But that top 4 is definitely in their own little league up there. For the time being, anyway. A lot can change in one night because, like you said, it's a 2-race night.
Oh, yeah. 2 races. And, as we saw with Elliott last time, just got caught up in a mess and got shot down pit road. And like I said, never really recovered that well from it. And then the second race, Rick Hay was right up there in the top and had enough points ahead of him. That there was nothing that Chris could do. But tonight, hopefully, it will be his night to come and take that championship away.
I wonder why some names don't show up on the ticker. Like, again, Diver Down, it doesn't put his name on the ticker. It's got his number 12, but then it's blank.
Yeah.
Only on the vertical ticker that happens. That doesn't happen on the horizontal one. So a strange little glitch I've noticed. When guys have like even Rick K, it just says K.
Yep. And he's in there as Rick K.
Rick K, yeah. So it's weird what the game will omit sometimes.
Well, too, though, if you think about it, sometimes if you have your first name, you know what I mean? If you did it with your first name in there, and then you did your second name in the second spot. So if Diver Down did his on the first line,
right,
it might not quite have picked it up like that. You know what I mean?
Oh, I see. Yeah, maybe that's just a first name and he doesn't have a last name.
Same thing with Rick K. Rick is, his first name's, he's got it down as his first name in the game, and then second name is K, so it would only show the K on it.
Right. Yeah, it's pulling last names. I forgot about that. Yeah. The game puts last names, and then depending on the ticker, because I said if I ran the horizontal ticker that scrolls across the top of the screen, it never had an issue with that stuff.
Yep. So for whatever reason, your this ticker here just doesn't pick out the first name.
Yeah. They might have coded it that way because of the width restriction. If a guy puts in, like if your name is Engelbert Humperdinck, it's too long, it won't fit.
Right. Where the other ticker it would.
Or if your name was like Mike Smith, it would be fine. So then to alleviate all that, they just last names only. Either way, it's there, most of it anyway.
We don't call him Diver Down, he says. We call him, but we don't call him Diver Down. That's what we were told to call him. Right. Well,
okay, there's a lot of rules. Okay, so it's just DVDN.
Yep.
Okay. Thank you, STEVN, WARD. I'm definitely not saying that. Okay, now we know the answer to that one. We were told by
Donnie earlier in the broadcast to make sure that it is Diver Down. So.
And we were wondering what ST Ward was, and I was saying Saint Ward, but it looks like it's Stephen Ward.
Is that what it?
Well, remember we were asking, right? Before, what would you say for that last name? And it was ST Ward. And I'm like, it's probably Saint Ward. Like the guy's first name's, David St. Ward. But nope, I'm going out on a limb and saying that Stephen Ward is ST Ward. We got to get a brand new league. We definitely have to get used to all the new names.
And I'm really good at messing them all up.
Yes, we will definitely mess them all up.
Of course, the one we were just talking about, Stephen Ward, isn't out there right now on the track, so we can't see what GNL TV says about it. But
yeah. Well, thanks for watching the broadcast tonight. My name is Boris, and this is my co-host Seth Cole.
Oh.
It's the Boris.
Call me the rodent.
The which? The rodent? Yeah.
The rodent. Yeah, that's the nickname I've always had.
See, Chris Elliott, that's how you pit. Boom.
Yeah.
Right into the wall. Hopefully Chris is okay. He might need an ambulance after that pit attempt. But that's why we put tires down there. All right, we're getting ready to rock and roll. Let's focus on that pace car.
I think they do random qualifying, but you know what I mean? They went back to practice. But I think what they'll do is probably random qualifying, but there's a few drivers that we've seen it doing last time, that they will pop out so that when they go through the qualifying, they start at the back.
Right. Yeah, anybody who doesn't want to be part of the randomized shuffle, jump out, random, jump back in, and then you're at the back. That saves guys from dropping to the back.
You see Javier Negron do that, what was that? Saturday night, and he should have just stayed where he was.
Yeah. Yeah, because he got caught up in a lot of stuff.
Oh,
yeah.
Man.
He got beat up, to say the least, yeah. We're back into a 10-minute practice again.
I think they just want to make sure you fall asleep.
I think so.
So,
Yeah, there are two dark arts. There's C and J. Right there. Green and aquamarine.
yeah.
Oops, I'm not showing it. I'm talking about it, but I'm not showing it. There it is.
Come on.
I like that
No.
camera angle. That's a good one.
The
Doesn't
only
last
one you
forever.
got, only thing you got up right now is just the upcoming broadcast.
Yeah, I just flipped it. Yeah, I was talking about the cars, and then yeah, we can see it now.
Robert, you better have a lot of coffee in your truck tomorrow, Blaine.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's Jason and Connie Darkheart. Okay.
Okay.
I'd have to try to remember that.
Yeah, see, and the ticker's only pulling up the word dark heart, so that's cool. They're both at the top.
Yeah.
And, 70 and 72. We have jumped to happy hour, which means the lotto qualifying is completed.
Look at that. I even got the poll.
No way.
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah.
There it is.
That means Dave Davis is going to move up to the pole on the inside.
Yeah.
Here, you got to be way back there. Look at you go.
I try.
Yeah. And
Did we want to roll down the list? I'm showing it on the screen, but
yeah, we can do that for qualifying. Yeah, sure, why not? Well, technically, I says I'm starting on the pole, but I won't be there. So it's going to be Crocodile Cromp starting on the outside with Dave Davis, Chris Elliott. Then fifth is John Godfrey. Sixth is, what did we say his first name was again?
I don't even know where you got the information.
Blaze GNL TV, but what the J Darkheart there, and then Mike Mangialardi, the first of your. No, actually, I was going to say Chris Elliott's going to start fourth, but it's technically will be the second car. He'll still start fourth. One of your points contenders tonight, and then back in eighth is Brad Faulkner, and he'll be back there. Ninth is going to be. Oh gosh, I forget what it was. I think it was Jason or Joe Kearns. We'll figure that out. And the 077, and then of course the other Darkheart, Connie Darkheart, is going to do the 10, and I'll let you go through the rest.
And we got the number 14 there, and Gary Mingus. And we got DVDN, and then Larry D. Ignore me, Blaine Donlin. I'm not racing, of course. I'm talking. Donnie Cameron. We got Johnston, Hunsbury, Jebro, the other Johnson, E. Johnson. What was it was Herb?
Herb, yep.
Herb Johnston, yep. Mike Ireland, Rick Kay, and Dirk Diggler round out your 20 drivers. Like you say, you take the 22 and you just kind of remove Rod and myself.
Donnie gives me a shout out in the chat in the game. Nice lap, Rod.
Yeah. And here we go. We will be gridding up on the back straightaway.
Drivers, to your cars.
He's up there near the front, or showing the front. You'll see me up on pole and disappear. So that means, like I say, looking at Chris Elliott, like I said, will be still starting fourth, and Brad will be eighth back there. So they'll be close to each other at the start. Those are two guys that we're kind of sort of keep an eye on. Mike Mangialardi, where the hell did Mike qualify? We got to figure that out.
Yeah, those top four are definitely the ones to watch.
Yep. Mangialardi's okay. He's in the blue car. Got to get used to the colors and all that. But Mangialardi's still got I would say mathematically, he's got a really good chance.
It could totally happen because you never know, right? I mean, Elliott could have a bad race.
So could Brad. I would say
Jason Darkheart.
Jason, that's right. I did it right. But, you know, the kind of the thing about it is Larry D is 48 points back, 2 races. We don't really know 100%, you know, how their points go. But, you know, if they're like some of the leagues do where, you know, it's like 5 points more to win, 3 points later, then it drops by 1, you know, we know Larry's probably a really good chance that Larry's going to be out of that. But if they do like the 125 point, you know, 150 or 185 points, I think it is, by the regular standard points, the way the game does them, he absolutely has an opportunity, you know, especially with the, what we count out, 20 drivers here tonight. Pace car is down pit road. Dave Davis on pole, Crocodile Cromp on the outside. Then we got John Godfrey and Chris Elliott, Mike Mangialardi, and Jason Darkheart. Ooh, Dave Davis got a good launch off there. Caught Crocodile Cromp sleeping a little bit. Be interesting to see whether he stays at the bottom or goes to the top. It looks like he's going to try to get up in front of Crocodile. Right now, he's kind of running the middle of the track.
And again, no low lining, right? So you got to leave that lane open.
Yep.
You can use it, but you just can't linger down there. You got to make sure you leave that lane open when you can. As long as it's possible. You're not going to want to, you know, push a guy out of the way if you're side by side.
Currently, right now, out of the points, guys, you know, Mangialardi is in 4th. Chris Elliott back there in 5th. Tennessee Faulkner is back there in 8th, so he hasn't gained much of a position yet. Give it time.
Yeah, especially once these things get warmed up. They tend to take a couple laps. We are on 3X, so they will warm up way quicker than normal. Usually you want to give them 5 or 6 laps, but with 3X, they're going to be, I mean, they're probably warmed up already.
I have to say, I'm going back and forth from TV1 to TV2. I guess I'm going to stick to TV1. It shows the right tight to the track, but I mean, gives you a little bit more view, I guess. Watching Faulkner back there on that out, he's still stuck on the outside. The inside groove is slowly but surely going by him. He's, you know, dropping back ever so slightly. Can't really have any room to get down to that for him to get down near the bottom. Here comes an opening, and yes, sure enough, he's going to drop right down in front of Donnie Cameron, the head admin of the show tonight.
Yeah, Faulkner, our points leader, not by much, only by 4 points over Chris Elliott. So Elliott up there, right there. Looks like he's in 2nd place now.
Looks like Elliott's trying to get out there and try to see if he can't get a lap lead. On the low side of Kearns right now. You've got Mangialardi on the outside of him. A little help by the 14. On the bottom, who's that right there behind him? Larry D. Brad, is that Brad Faulkner already behind Larry?
Yep.
My God, he made up some ground there.
Yeah, Brad is the only black car on the track tonight, so he's easy to spot.
I was wondering about that because I said I knew he was in a black car, but I had to kind of check. They're all different colors, just some of them are kind of close, but not too bad. It goes from the bottom to the high side, lets the 14 go out in front of him. Larry D giving him a good push. Faulkner right behind him. So Faulkner's trying to get up there to at least trying to lead a lap. I don't think Elliott, yes, he did. He did get a chance to lead that lap. So, you know, that's one, you know, kind of one mission taken and, you know, checked off for the evening. You know, you got 1 more point, you know, than Brad does right now currently. So that would be technically, you know, it'd only be 3 away. But you got to keep your eyes, you know, peeled there because Faulkner's on the bottom and he's coming. Got the lead right now, but that doesn't mean he's going to keep it when it comes around to the start-finish line. So
You can take him long to get up there, though. Hey, geez.
No, he got as soon as he got out of that high groove, he dropped down there behind in front of Donnie Cameron, and I missed it because we kind of went back towards near the front a little bit to see what he, you know, how or what he did, and before you know it, him and Donnie come from that back groove. They got themselves right out there, out near the front, but I don't know. Yes, he's got that lap led.
Nice.
So we're back to +4.
It's a strategy game, right? Like you're not being allowed to protect that bottom. You know,
Well,
when do you do it? You know, you got to kind of plan that to be able to get back in there and actually keep it.
One thing I didn't ask tonight, I did last time, I just didn't get around to doing it tonight, was just tire wear. You know, how much tire wear is there? You know, so yeah, make that effort. Him and Elliott made that effort to get out there, lead that lap. That's, you know, that's great. Now, you know, you might see him drop back, not necessarily drop all the way back to the back, but just trying to drop back, start saving tires a little bit, you know, trying to just, you know, go a little bit further, make sure you save enough so that if this thing goes green all the way, maybe you can do a few more laps than everybody else can, you know?
That's the thing. It's a big deal, especially on 3X. Being able to conserve is amplified, and also using up your stuff is amplified. Oh, the 9 of Elliott just sideswiped Jebro.
That was a hard hit.
It's funny how they shoot up like that, you know, that the cars I've seen that happen in the sprints too. They just, once you get close to a guy, sometimes they just get way too upset. Like the car, it just upsets the car so much they go straight to the wall.
It's kind of neat if you think about it, the way they did it. A lot of the drivers were just rushing to get to the front, trying to get that lap led. And it looks almost to me kind of like, you know, the Diver Down is he's the lead car right now, and nobody's really trying to, you know, push the issue anymore. They're just kind of cruising.
Mm-hmm. And they will need to pit. This is a 30-lap race. They will need to pit, running three times.
They were like 3x pit, I think it was.
It is 3x pit frequency, yeah. So what that means is, you know, in real life, if you were to run around Michigan, probably end up getting, like 40 laps on a tank of gas and tires. Right. Here, it's going to be more like, you know, probably like 15.
We got
a blow up motor. John Godfrey.
Oh, man, that sucks. I saw the car when I saw it at first. It was one of those, you know, I guess, kind of a yellowish-orange kind of cars, but it was unfortunate. It was John Godfrey that did it, which was really kind of weird. It almost looked like Connie Darkhart was going to lead that lap. And then that kind of engine explosion kind of killed the momentum that they had coming up around Larry D. So Larry D ended up to go out there and lead yet another lap.
Yeah. Ireland goes 6 laps down. I wonder what's wrong with the double O there. That's weird.
I was trying to figure out who that was up there.
Mike Ireland, yeah, he's running way under power because he's down 6 laps.
Let's see, running 4th gear, so that's not a problem.
Well, I don't even see him now. Where did he go?
He's way in the back right now.
Oh, there he is. There, okay. So he's doing okay now. Oh, you know what? He probably pit.
Could be.
Yeah, because we're in a pit sequence right now, so that's all it was. He just came out of the pits and he was under speed because of his pit stop. Let me see. Ireland pit stops 1. Yeah, but he is 7. He still is 7 laps down though, so something is going on there.
A possibility, I wonder that, or you know, just missed the start of the race too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if you were away from keyboard, then you could still start the race, but obviously the race has already started, so you just kind of come in wherever you're going to be.
You know, Larry D, he was the leader, last couple of laps ago? He's back in the 6th position, as it says on the ticker, but no, he is back probably around 9th or 10th. Shows you with that, you know, how much the leads change here.
Yeah.
Looks like Elliott's coming back on the bottom. Fogger's got the lead again, but Elliott's coming back after him. So let's see if they can. Yeah, they're gonna try to make a fight for this.
So John Godfrey, report from the garage, says clutch failure.
Another guy that, you know, no matter where we see him racing, he's not had a lot of luck. I mean, he did well the other day in one of the races that we covered, but he just does not seem to have a lot of luck.
Yeah, we haven't been able to talk to him in a while because you got to make the podium if you want to get some chit-chatting going on in the post-race. Got a car headed to the pits down there. Who's that? Irv Johnston.
Irv, the 70 is coming in as well. That is Jason Darkheart. I got to get used to the numbers.
Yeah.
Right, Irv Johnson, you said. Chris Elliott's petting this time by. And that with him, Dave Davis. Wow,
Oh,
Davis.
they both got out of
Elliott.
shape.
Oh, no. They both come in there hot. I think that's gonna get a black flag for Elliott. He got shot down the pit.
Yeah.
They both were out of control, though. Elliott kind of come in there and just lost it a little bit. Dave Davis, you got Larry D.
Yeah, most of these guys are getting ready to come down.
Mason, Mike Mailjarlardy, Jason Kern, and Larry D. are the ones that pitted this time around.
Oh, another one hard in the wall. Darkheart, Connie, Cromp around. Cromp back to Rick. This is under green flag conditions, too.
Larry D, what a great pit stop. I mean, we saw a few of the other guys have troubles coming into pit road, but he was the first car to come off pit road, so.
Nice.
Oh, wow, you ain't kidding. I just turned around and looked at the broadcast. I'm watching these guys come off pit road. Oh, Chris Elliott was the first one, I'm sorry. Larry D he come off second.
Okay, yeah, they're just entering the track here now. Last time by the stripe, he was 13th, so. And with that brouhaha on pit road there, there's definitely going to be some space between all those cars.
I think Elliott's too fast. Remember, he got that shoved down pit road.
Looks like he's going back
too
in,
fast,
yeah.
and he's doing a drive-through.
So D is now in 11th. He's passing a bunch of cars, so you can see there.
But that's all going to change.
Coming back, yeah. He's got the speed, and all these guys are going to need to get up to speed. He's being followed there by Davis. Dave Davis in the 98.
Haven't had a caution yet, so we know that they can go the distance from here on out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because that was about midway. We had pit stops around the 15-lap mark, 30-lap race.
Diver down is second. I haven't found the leader yet.
According to the GNL, it's Faulkner.
Faulkner, yes, but okay. So he is the leader. Okay, Dave, just looking at that changed a little bit there. We had I had DVD Diver down second, but when he crossed the start finish line, that changed. So right now, Jebro, saw him have an issue earlier.
He's right on him.
He was right on Faulkner for second. Then there's over 2 seconds back to Larry D. and
Davis.
Dave Davis. And then Jason Kearns is right behind him. Mangialardi and Connie Darkheart and the 12 of Donnie Cameron. They are about around 6 with Lady are about 6 seconds back. That pit stop, obviously we saw a few people have some issues coming in there. Kind of, just shook up the field quite a bit.
Oh, Larry D, door banging.
Yeah, I saw that. I just got to that.
This is like second, third place here. These are like your top 5 drivers. The Faulkner, Jebro, D, Davis, and Kearns.
Okay, so they caught up to him. It's all racked up around everywhere, a little bit here. It's kind of interesting to see, trying to get everything caught up. Now they're up to speed, so we know what's going on. But Faulkner's got the bigger advantage this time, being that Elliott got shoved down through pit road there and has to go and do that drive-through penalty. He's got it a little easier. You just can't lean on your laurels and just say, oh, that's going to be enough for me, because the next race something could happen to him and, Elliott can go out and dominate and it could make it, tighten it up. But right now, currently, he's going to be in the second position. He's right behind Kearns right now.
Yep.
It's getting the shove from Jebro, so he might take over the lead here.
Jebro, like you're saying, getting under that wing there and just pushing.
Yeah,
Easy pass.
Good, got a good shot, good arrow, and then you just see Kearns just dropping back. I mean, and there's nothing he can do about it. The draft, that's the way of the draft. We'll probably see quite a bit more of that when we get to the second race tonight at Daytona, just because they can't low line. So
there's an example.
That's got to be hard. That's got to be really a little bit harder to do at a track like Daytona.
Yeah. And you saw it right there. Faulkner's not allowed to low line, so he has to yield that lane, and Jebro took advantage of that. So did Davis, so did Dee, so did Kearns.
It's crazy how that works, and you can see Davis is just turned down underneath him.
Yep, and Jebro's got to give him the lane.
D, he's got Kearns, Faulkner. Whoop, Kearns decides to go up. Whoop, I say he was going to go up and help Jebro, but he went up, check. I guess I gave him a false sense that he was going to get some help, and then just kind of went off down to the bottom and headed. Let's see if that. Okay, so Connie Darkheart is 1 lap down. In the mix with them.
Yes, yeah, you're right.
Get the opportunity to get up there and get in front of these guys. If something happens, they could get their lap back.
Yeah, it looks like Ireland may have had a connection issue at the start of the race or something, because he's back.
Yep.
He was like 7 laps down. Now he's only 2 laps down. So it looks like they gave him all but 1 lap back.
A lot of leagues will do that if you have a disconnect. Ooh! Connie into the back of Larry D gets him a little out of shape. Larry D did a great job of saving it. Connie lost a little bit of that momentum. Dave Davis on the high side is going to go by.
Yeah, Kearns got credit for the lead there. Didn't last long.
No.
We are within 5.
The next question, they got credit for it. Oops, it changed just as I looked. Yeah, and that was the only lap they've led so far tonight. Good little group of battle up here going on, though.
Yeah, it's great.
See, with all the battling that they're doing, Chris Elliott's caught up with this group. Now he has a lap down, I believe, and so he's just trying to get up there and get by these guys. Hopefully he can get out in front of them, hope for that chance that maybe a caution and get back on the lead lap.
There it is. Caution flag is up.
So now the question is, do they do a lucky dog this late in the race?
We're going to find out.
They are racing back. That's within less than 10 to go, so a lot of leagues will do that. They'll race back with less than 10 to go.
Faulkner will get it at the line, so moment of caution.
Moment of caution with 3 to go?
Yeah.
That could be the race. We'll see.
Might be.
That would be Kearns in second.
Trying to locate the point of caution here.
Joe Kearns, all right. I'd tell them Jason. Sorry about that, but like I said, I'm terrible with names.
Terrible.
Put Brad Faulkner in the lead. Joe Kearns second. Dave Davis third.
Oh, Donnie Cameron hard into the wall on that one. All right, here we go. Instant replay, Donnie Cameron, the blue car. Not enough room right there. Gets spun around with the 14, I think. Yeah. So that's the reason for the caution there. A little bit of damage. Nothing too crazy.
I don't think this is going to be going back.
No, I don't think so. I think we're too late in the race. Unless they control the yellows. I can't remember if they control them here. I think they might just let the game do it.
Not sure.
Oh, lights are off.
Okay, so
Yep, lights went out on the pace car.
then.
Lights are off on the walls. So they do control the yellows here, so they will be going green before this thing's over. That's cool. Try to get it done under green.
That's going to be a green-white checkered, so...
Mm-hmm.
So this, business is about to pick up.
Yeah, it's going to be wild. Green, white, checkered, so... That's 3 different flags. So it will go green, we'll go around. It will go white, we'll go around, and it will be over. That's how that works.
Robert Spring in the chat, he's raced over here a little bit, and he says they control the yellows, so...
Mm-hmm.
We see that with a lot of leagues.
Yeah, and we saw that right there. We're thinking, man, there's cars lapped down here. But then right when we were talking about the lights went off on the pace car, so I'm like, oh, they definitely control the yellows, because that would have been about 4 laps. Maybe even 5.
At least 2 here.
Yeah.
We say here when we talk about where we're basically referring to Michigan. It would have been 2.
Oh, okay. Because it's a bigger track, yeah.
Right. Oh, pace car is down pit road. Brad Faulkner's going to lead him to start finish. Oh, he decided to go a little soon. Kind of had to go up a little bit.
He's still holding.
Play little games there.
Just don't get in front of the pace car.
Green flag is out. Oh, that was a late green.
That's it. It goes green right at the line.
Yeah, that was really late green.
Your restart zone is literally the start line.
Brad with a good run off the thing. It's not necessarily a good idea here to get too much of a good run.
He's allowed to protect the bottom now, though. We're within 2 laps, so he is allowed to do the low line now. So if you want to get him, you got to work for it. And where is Chris Elliott? At the line was in 15th spot. Faulkner in first. Points leaders, a big separation. Oh, Davis and Jebro were like all over each other.
Man, Gilardi back there in the 6th spot currently right now. He dropped back a little bit down to 10th, just the shakeup of it all. Now you got to think too, is everybody out here? You got Dave Davis is, he's really not super duper high in the points. Is he going to stay behind Brad, or is he going to, steal that win away from them? Jedbro, I know you see Jedbro's trying. He was going for the high side. Got to do it now. Oh, Jedbro. What? That was weird.
Yeah.
Almost looked like he aproned it or something. He's going to make it to the line.
There it is.
In 8th place, but he made it.
Nice. In the grass. Jebro figuring out how to finish the race in style.
That puts Joe Kern back in 3rd. Davis is getting 2nd, and Brad Faulkner is going to be your winner. We will let him get a chance to celebrate a little bit, and then we'll try to see if we can't get him up here and have an interview with him.
Next up, Daytona Super Speedway, 2.5 miles in length.
I think it's going to be interesting, It's not going to be quite like this, I don't think. But where you can't low line, I think, you could probably see, at least a lead change every lap, maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
It's hard to say. It's hard to say because, it depends, too, how their setup is, how, what does it suck up? Does it, not suck up? Can somebody give it? He soaked his tires a little too much. He can't do a burnout.
Yeah. He's trying. Gotta take to the lawn. You gotta go on the lawn and do it.
He had to go into the grass to be able to do that.
FaulknerLandscaping.com.
A blade of grass out there that he didn't like. So I don't know why, because Jedbro went down through there and cleaned out a bunch of them. Think he can get the record for the longest celebration?
Yeah, how long before they kick you?
I like pumpkin. Too much simple green. Pumpkin gut, what I say. And he ended up leading the most laps at 13 too, so that's pretty good. Larry D got 5. Driver Diver Down got 4. Jedbro got 2, and then we had a handful of other drivers that got 1. Is he done burning up yet?
I think he might be.
Right, well, let's just grab him anyways. We gotta find him.
He'll be in there somewhere. Thanks again, everybody, for watching.
It's BF Cando. It took me a minute to find him. He's in TeamSpeak. He's BF Cando. So
yes,
can do. Can do. How do you say
can
it? Can do.
BF,
Okay.
BF can do.
Nice.
So you go out there, lead the most laps, 13 for the night. That gives you.
Wow.
Now, curiosity question we have to begin to how do the points work here? Is it a
you get I don't know if it's 1 point or 5 points or whatever, but you get an extra point, whatever differential it is, for leading the most laps. You get 1 for leading a lap or leading the most laps.
So you go out, you lead the most laps. You get right out there to the front. Kind of get your lap led early, drop back a little bit. Of course, that's a little bit of a not being able to protect your bottom line there, but
you got to give it up.
Yeah.
It's just one of the rules. But yeah, you gotta be cautious. You get into the position where you got a chance to win the points. You don't want to take unnecessary chances either.
Yeah, and then you get out there. Elliott has a little bit of problem, on pit road, which ends up putting him a lap down. So we're 4 points ahead. So now you got a little bit more comfortable of a lead.
Oh yeah.
Do we go out and go for it, or do we kind of take it easy?
We're going for it. This is one of my tracks. I have no problem here. We'll see how it goes.
I like that attitude. Just gonna go for it.
Well, you got to try to lead one early, and then you got to try, to be there at the end, and it means keeping your nose clean, trying to miss the incidents.
Well, some people would probably go out, if the championship is something that they're really trying to get to. You really kind of got to go out there and just keep Elliott in sight, really.
Oh yeah.
Not let Marginality get far away from you, ahead of you. So.
We'll be fine.
You're just gonna go for it still.
Well, I got to go. Get what I can get. I think that's just the way I am.
Okay. All right. Well,
I try to respect the other guys, but I still want to race and have fun.
Well, absolutely. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you just a minute to thank some people if you want to thank you, because you never know. You might not be up here later. We never know. So go out there and the floor is yours. Thank some people, and we'll get you on in this next race, bud.
You always got to thank the family because they got to put up with it, here late at night sometimes. But I appreciate all the guys that do all the work here in the server, and appreciate you guys doing the broadcast for us. But Larry and Donnie and Dave Davis, and especially Ralph. Ralph does a lot for us, but we appreciate everything they do. And I want to say hi to all the people that are watching. Hope you had a good time. We'll try to put on another good show here for you. Thank you.
All right, congratulations on the win, bud, and good luck on the championship.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Good luck, Brad.
Thank you.
Me trying to get rushing around on the thing there. I moved you instead of him.
I think you moved yourself because Rod.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, you were gone, and yeah, it was funny.
Trying to get used to the new mouse. We'll just leave it at that.
Gotcha. Yeah,
that was a good one.
Yeah, the 3X tire wear here too. So we've got 48. They run 30% race, so 3X 30% length, 48 laps on Daytona. But yeah, we'll get. I
wonder they're probably only going to get about 13, maybe.
Yeah, this might actually require more than one pit stop.
We're assuming.
It has to, right? It'll be probably 15 laps, which will take you. Yeah, they probably have to pit twice. I'm thinking.
And John Godfrey stayed. Yeah, he's still there in TeamSpeak, so. Not out on the track yet, but at least he is still in the server, so.
Yeah, if anybody watching wants to be racing here, as you saw on the back of that pace card, openspeedway.net. And they have the active forum over there. Facebook page as well. Can't remember if I linked the Facebook page, but I definitely linked the website in there. Descriptable below.
And the good thing about them for some people, especially on the East Coast, most of your sites or places that we do broadcasting for, they start around 9, 8. Some of them, it's just because that's the way they want to do it. Well, these guys start later in the evening, so some of the East Coast guys, it makes it a little easier for them to get into the races and whatnot. They're not so late, so that helps out people that in the East Coast that want to get into here and try to, or actually West Coast, get in here and do it. So.
Yeah, because the East Coast is 10 o'clock and then 10:30-ish or so, yeah, and then the West Coast would end up being like around 7:30. So
you're right.
They're a 3-hour time difference.
It goes backwards.
Yeah.
But either way, it helps out. You get more people across the United States that might want to do it. So it seems like a pretty decent group of guys. I've never raced here with them, but this is our second broadcast with them. They seem to have a lot of fun.
Yeah. No, it's definitely they run a tight ship.
Yes, they do.
There it is, Daytona International Speedway, under the lights in the dark. Well, I mean, it's dark, but the track's lit up. That would be fun if they raced with headlights. Put headlights on the cars. You could do that in Assetto Corsa. That's another game from like 2004, I believe, or 2005, that ended up being modded so insane. This game, as it goes as for a racing simulator, is modded pretty heavily. But Assetto Corsa is same era. It came out a couple years after this. And it's more based on like the circuits and the road courses and stuff. But like there was never time of day changes and stuff. You can race in that game now after mods. You can click a button and the sun will set and the snow will start flying, and it's crazy. What the mod teams have done for that game too, and that's a cheap one if you get it on Steam. Assetto Corsa is only like $5. I bought it on sale one time. I buy everything on sale on Steam when it's under $10.
Yep. There was a mod that was made for this kind of a while back, and it prototypes, so the IMSA prototype cars.
Okay.
Obviously they were older ones, but they did have lights. But it was, the problem with the mod was that they went in and manipulated a little bit too much. So it was a standalone. It was still, using the NASCAR game and everything, but it required you to install it a second time and to then modify that version of it. And they ended up getting sued by John Henry, the people that own. Basically iRacing.
Yeah, like David Kramer, like the guys who started this game.
Yep.
Yeah, because you can mod the game, but you can't modify the executable file.
Well, you can't modify the code, and that's what they did, is they modified the code a little bit.
So you're saying they actually had headlights on the cars? So that
because they were prototypes. So you were racing in the infield of tracks like this.
Huh. And it would actually like cast actual light and everything. That's crazy. Because I heard too in NASCAR 2003, what you're looking at right now is they actually they were working on having like red flag situations, like oil spills and fire and stuff.
Yep.
In not necessarily in this game, but people were thinking they were almost setting themselves up for NASCAR 2004 season. Because they always added some stuff. The game was kind of similar for a few years, but there was always something different going on.
We can go through the thing again if you want, qualifying. This time you beat me. You're going to start out third. I'll do the top 10, and I'll let you do the rest, or I'll do the top 11. You can do the rest. So
I'll do the bottom half, sure.
Yeah, so starting on pole is 72, Connie Dockhart. Second is the driver down is what we call him. Obviously, there's Blaine in third, but he's not going to be there. Fourth is Crocodile Cromp. Then Ken Hunksberry is going to start in the fifth position. Jason Duckart is going to start in the sixth. The 24, last race winner, Brian Faulkner, our current point leader, he's going to be in seventh. Eighth is going to be Larry D. Ninth is Joe Kearns. 10th is going to be Chris Elliott. He's the other one that's trying for the championship. He's got a little bit more of a hill to climb, and trying out even more than them as well is Mike Mangialardi starting in 11th, and I'll let you do the rest.
Yes, you can see there, Rod Weston doesn't count because he's sitting right next to me on a stool, very uncomfortable stool. We can't afford much more than stools here at Tarnation TV, so I'm on a milk crate. Anyway, Davis in 13th, which will actually end up being 11th. Then we've got Ireland. Where did Katias come from? I don't remember that name from the first race. And then we've got Gary Mingus, John Godfrey, Mr. Cameron himself, Jebro, Rick K, Irv Johnston, and the D is, sorry? I can't remember. You got Irv Johnston and...
Dale.
Dale Johnston.
Okay. As I said, which one is it that you saw that popped in?
Katias, number 21.
I say that's something. That's not another. That's a new one for me too.
Yeah. Well, let me see here. I'm gonna get down on that car and see the first name. What's the first name? Sam Katias.
Cool.
Yeah, he was not in the first race, but he's in the second one.
Anything, you post up at Talladega, at Daytona. It's funny how they all come out of the woodwork.
It is, you know what? That's probably what it was. Like, I don't want to race Michigan, but I'll race that Daytona track. So there we go, the 21 on track.
That's true. That's kind of cool is that I realize that their name is on the front of the windshield of them, too.
Yes, if you want to know full name, you can get right into the window panel there, and Donnie's made sure, Connie Darkhart, DVDN, Ken Huntsbury, Croc Cromp, Brad Faulkner, Joseph Kearns, Larry D, Mike Mangialardi, Chris Elliott, Dave Davis, Ireland, Mike didn't have his on there, Sam Katias, Gary Mingus, Donnie Cameron, John Godfrey, Jebro, Rick Kearney, Irv Johnston, and Daryl Johnston. Daryl. I think I said Dale.
Green flag is out. Diver Down got the good run on the high side, and I guarantee you on the top of his it says DVDN. So
it does. Yep.
I know.
We don't know what his name is.
No. But he got a good run on the high side. Crocodile Cromp was up there behind him, gave him a good shot. Unfortunately for Jason, he was on the high side there. Behind him, they dropped to the bottom in front of Connie, and he got a lot left behind there. That line's still building up a little bit of momentum, but we talked about it earlier, they're going to have to get a few more cars. They're going to have to run a little bit tighter up there to try to see if they can get their way up to the front on the high grove. But we do know the rules here. They can't run the low line all the way around the track, so we're going to see a lot of passing by people just driving down underneath them.
Yeah. And it's crazy. This is like more of a cramped track. It's weird how it looks narrower here at Daytona.
Well, we're so used to Talladega. I mean, just about every, we do Talladega way a lot more than any other track. So.
No, the 9.
Elliott's involved.
Yellow is up, but they race back, so we will go back and check that out after they take the yellow.
Don't think they race back, do they?
They do, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and we just came from Michigan too, talking about wide tracks. That's.
They started Latin off before they got to the start-finish lines.
There we go. So we will load up a replay. And unfortunately, it looked like the 9 was caught in that. That's not a good way to end the season.
No.
And they do run damage, so. Yeah.
I think he's probably going to petition for them not to have us air these anymore because it's just not seems to be his luck.
Yeah, maybe. Oh, the 0-0, just slight tap.
Denny Carroll in the chat rooting for Mike Mangialardi.
There's Mangialardi there.
Steve Ward was talking about a set of Steve Ward was talking about a set of Corsa, saying that it's awesome in VR.
Yeah, it would be.
I bet.
The way that game was modded boggles my mind, because they actually have free roam, full blown like city maps in there, which make no sense. Because you originally got that game to just run like Silverstone and stuff, right? Like they had all the circuits in there, and then guys started doing full conversion mods where you could just download. LA Canyons was one of them. It was a highway system in the mountains out west. Guy mapped the whole thing. Tokyo, there was a Tokyo mod. I think it was Tokyo. You just drive around Tokyo if you wanted to. It's wild, the mods that they did for Assetto Corsa. The thing with the Assetto Corsa, too, it's a pain to get the mods installed. So what you have to do is get, I think it's called, I can't remember what it's called now. There's a manager app that you get that it's just drag and drop, and it does all the work for you. It's awesome.
See everybody that's going down pit road. Yep. The only one that I see that took tires was Connie. Everybody else is just fuel only stop.
You're going to need tires on a 3X, I would think.
I think it could be a smart move. Maybe not this early, but you know what I mean. At some point, as you get probably closer to the halfway point, you know, you might wanna you put at least rights on, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, your last pit stop of the night might be a right side tire swap, depending when they fall, though, right? I mean, if yellows come out, it's good to just go in and get all four. I mean, under yellow, why not, right?
Right. I wonder if you're, you know. Some of them were up front, though. I mean, Crocodile Cromp was second right there at the time. You know, he decided to go down and pit. And he just took fuel only. But the advantage of that, just by taking fuel only, he can go further than the drivers in front of him. We know that, you know. So, you know, it's kind of gives him the ability to drive a little bit further. The people that pitted behind him are all pitted at the same time. They're going to be pitting together. We don't know exactly how many, you know, how far they can go on a tank of, you know, fuel, but could probably find that out.
Yeah, because I know it says in the garage, but yeah, it'd be better off to ask somebody. And there he goes. Rod left me all alone. Now I don't know what to do. Thanks everybody again for watching. If you want to visit, of course, openspeedway.net. Right there on the back of the pace car, it'll get you in touch with all the administrators and the mods and the TeamSpeak guy addresses, and where you can get all the files to download. If you want to play the game and you want to join the league, then there's all kinds of ways to do that. openspeedway.net. Obviously, thanks to Open Speedway for bringing us in here on a Monday nights. At the end of the next couple of months, we will be here the last Mondays, the final Mondays.
They claim they can do 21 laps on a tank of fuel. 3X. Well, there again too. What are the physics that we're running? You know
CGS.
Okay, so I don't know. That just seems strange. It does. But maybe they can.
Because Talladega is about a little bit longer. Like Talladega is 2.66 miles. Right. Daytona's an even 2.5 at 2.5. Yep. So. A 2X, you're getting 19 at Talladega.
There's a difference in the tracks. You know, realistically, a difference in the tracks. If you watch racing enough, that Daytona is more of even though it's a super speedway, it's more of a setup track. You've got to have the right setup. Where Talladega, you know, there's more room, there's a little bit wider. It seems that the cars handle a little better there, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
So you might, I don't know, they might be able to. We'll have to just wait and see if they go, you know, long enough distance to where they can, you know, they can pit and then go that distance. We're just going to have to mark it down that, you know, they pitted at lap 5.
Yeah. And green flag is really the only way to tell too, right? Like that's part of the thing.
Right.
You get the yellows sprinkled in here, you're not really
Well, you got Diver Down out front. Dave Davis said, looks like Diver Down is going to make that trip down to pit road. So basically, it looked like everybody pitted except for Dave Davis. And we know you're going to get a lot more fuel mileage under caution, but are you going to get enough, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Kind of neat how they painted the cars up like that. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. I can cycle through all these paint jobs and I know nothing will change.
Yeah.
Yeah, they got the names of the drivers on the plates and across the window banner. The official pace car of Open Speedway Racing. I can see that they got their logo contained. It says Open Speedway Racing, then there's a 51 and a 27. So I'm guessing those numbers are retired.
The back of the pace car there was?
On the logo, actually, like right
okay.
on the door and on the hood.
Oh yeah, okay.
You'll see the Open Speedway Racing, and then it's got 51 and a 27 lingering down there. So I'm wondering, those are probably retired numbers, maybe from drivers who've passed away, or in this league, or maybe in different leagues.
Yep.
I'm sure Donnie would have more information on that. Lights are off on the pacing vehicle, which means next time around we'll go green.
Ironically, they're running Chevy Camaros, and then they're running a Pontiac Firebird pace car.
I love the shadows in the turn right here. They go all wonky from that one camera angle. I don't know why that is. That's weird. Here they go. This is cool. Watch. Blah, 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 blah. They all come back together again.
I like the. Oh yeah, that is kind of weird. I watched it on the broadcast.
Yeah, wow. Keep on watching. It gets way better.
Very weird. I like the TV one better at this track than they do at the other one. Yeah, that is very weird how it does that.
It's got something to do with the lights. When you're under the lights, it casts longer shadows, and then sometimes it just doesn't know what's going on.
All right, pace cars on pit road. Dave Davis out front. Crocodile Cromp back in the second. Brad Faulkner in third. Larry D fourth, and they get the green flag. Not really used to single file starts too, but
yeah,
a lot of leagues do that a little differently. But I like the single file just because you don't have the hassle of having to clear black flags and.
Yeah, it's easier, on the administrators.
Johnny Cameron sneaking his way up there into the 5th position currently right now. Ken Huntsberry up there in the 6th. Angelardi back there hiding around in the 7th spot. I don't know, he didn't really do as well as he probably needed to. So I don't know, he might have beaten Elliott. That's the downside to it, is we won't have the updated points, but it'd be interesting to see, being Elliott's had so much trouble in the first one, and I already had trouble in this one, whether or not Angelardi can work his way up into that 2nd position. Being that Brad Faulkner's leading right now, I don't think he's going to be, at current. That's not going to happen as taking the championship, but he could probably work his way into 2nd.
Yeah, these points you're seeing here are after 6, not 7. So we've actually run 7 races now. This is race number 8. Angelardi in 3rd, only 11 out. But it's all unofficial too, right? We don't know. There might be penalties, all that kind of stuff. So
EJ tried to get his nose down under Larry D there. He didn't quite have it. Wisely backed out, and Larry D was able to get back down in front of him and keep that position, but it was pretty close to being some contact right there.
Ken Huntsberry to the lead, but he's not allowed to protect it.
It's going to bring Angelardi around behind him.
Now that's cool. You were talking before about lead changes, where the game actually will export that in the table, but like you said, it only does it at the stripe. Yeah, we've had way more. Like right there, you can see like Huntsberry, like there's already been 3 leaders in this one lap. Oh, Jebro smacks the wall. He held onto it though, holy moly.
Yeah, the way it's done, and we had 2 lead changes around the backstretch. But that's not like, I mean, if you had, where we do the Talladega stuff and like that, it's, they do have multiple lead changes, but it's usually, you know, one line gets an advantage over the other, not, you know, somebody actually driving underneath you and taking it away, so that low line rule kind of comes into play.
Yeah, Sam Katias actually had that lead on, and now he's already back in like 5th.
Yeah. Well, that makes for an interesting strategy too, because, you know, you've got to try to figure out when do you do that move and make it so, you know, you look at right now, you've got DJ, Brad Faulkner, and then you've got Rick Kay. You know, you think about it, it's the last lap. Well, last lap, it's not so much. You know, they can block it, but when do you, you know, and when or how do you know what I mean?
You know,
decide
when
you go to where you can go, you get the lead, and you can retain it, you know?
Like in that situation, you know, Faulkner can't command that bottom. How do you end up being Rick, but also at the last lap too, right? You don't want to lead anything, but it's tough.
Flaherty, just up front there a minute ago, took the lead but never led a lap. And now he's back there currently in, like, I want to say 9th, but that's changing. You know, every short distance they travel down the track, the way you know, because of the draft and all that. Ken Hunksbury, he was, you know, up there leading a little bit ago, and he's just about the last car and on the lead lap there, or the cars that are on that in that group. You know, so it's Dave Davis. Wasn't he the leader, the pole setter on this thing? He is way in the back there.
And that's the thing. If it took you that long to get back there, it'll take you that long. It'll take you that long to get back up front again too. We're only halfway through this thing, so a lot can happen in the next, you know, 15 laps. Some of
these super speedway drivers are that, you know, that can do that. I've seen Denny Carroll, you know, go from the back to the front so many times, and just you know, we did that with, you know, Cody Lamas the other day. You know, where did he come from? He wasn't up there, and all of a sudden he was. And the way these guys get around they change the direction, change things, and figure out how to get up there just boggles me. You look away from it, you know, and Diver Down's back out in the front. He was out front early in the race. Now he's back, you know, drop back. Now he's back out in the front right now. So.
Yeah, you literally just blink. We got Jason and Connie, nose to tail right there. Very cool mod. I haven't run a IROC mod in a long time, but this is a cool looking one.
Yeah.
Is this the original one? I don't think it is.
No, well, if you realistically, no. I think this was the first one that was ever made for this game.
Was it? Because I recall them looking a little bit different.
Well, they have the Firebird mod. They had one that they ran Firebirds. Originally, they started out as Porsches. Original IROC mod was Porsches. Then they went to, I'd say a Gen 2 Camaro.
Because I don't remember the IROC mod that I remember from like the Wildfire days, at the very early days, being called IROC 90. I thought it was just called IROC.
Yeah. I'm not really sure, but you know, as far as in realistically though, these were like the third or fourth generation of them.
Okay.
Because they went to, or maybe in the second or third or something like that, because they originally were, like I said, Porsches. They went to Camaros, not these style Camaros, like a, you know, Gen 2, like a 76 Camaro. And then they went to the Firebirds, or they went to these ones, and then it may have been Firebirds somewhere along the lines that changed to a Dodge Daytona.
Oh, wow. Always updating stuff.
Yeah. And you gotta
just random spinorama. How did that happen?
Oh, and Elliot's involved as well.
Yeah, Brad just went completely around. It looked like nobody was even near him. Again, these guys raced back to wait for them to take the flag here. So it looks like Rick will get the flag. Rick will be first.
Eve Johnson, AJ's involved.
I want to know how that car even turned. That was weird.
Joe Kern, Dave Davis, Catalinas. I say that right, I hope. Yeah, there was a lot of them involved in that.
Oh, you know what? It's an internet thing because they didn't look like they touched at all. You can see there, they don't even touch. But the game thought that they did.
Yep.
So unfortunately, that's how that happens. You know, a little bit of lag on both sides, and it amplifies into contact. Ended up taking out every single person on planet Earth.
So now, if you're Brad Faulkner, how do you start playing the game, or do you go in there, slap some tires, fix the thing up, throw some fuel in it, and keep going?
Who's rolling? Oh, that's Mangialardi. Oh man,
Mangialardi was on his lid.
Yeah.
I went down through the list of everybody I found that was involved in it, but it was quite a few of them, more than half the field.
Unfortunately, yeah. So I'm thinking now this pit stop will get everybody to the end of this thing.
I would assume so, yeah.
Yeah, because we got some yellow flag laps to do while everybody gets repairs. Donnie Cameron, Johnston, D, everybody's on pit road. Who's that? Godfrey.
Looking at Mangialardi's car, looking at to see what the damage model is on this, the back of his roof. So if you look at from the back side of the car,
yeah, it's neat, eh?
looking forward is crunched down, where he landed upside down.
It's pretty cool.
You know what I'm surprised that somebody hasn't made though, is redone like the SRX mod. So the SRX series was something that ran up until like last year. They run, it was basically
the IROC
series of, what's that?
Is that Tony Stewart's thing?
It was Tony Stewart involved in it, Ray Ingraham, there's a few other, drivers and stuff. I'm actually surprised that nobody's made a mod for that yet.
Yeah, that was a cool one because they were really stock looking cars, those things.
Well, they were different. They were boxy. They had a wing on they had the Super B wing on the back of them.
Yeah, I guess I guess the word stock is wrong, but they were just a bare bones, like no power steering, just race car. Like it just looked like a gnarly dirt track, Frankenstein monster of a car. It was just a no frills unit, and it was neat because it was like an IROC thing. Because what did it stand for? It was like a Superstar series. Superstar Racing Experience. Something like that, yeah, because it was... Somebody in the chat will know that one. But I remember catching it the one time. I'm like, wait a second, because it's the same deal. They've got the guy's name on the car. So it's like Tony Stewart, and then you got like guys from Open Wheel that were in there too. And I'm thinking, this is like an IROC thing, like International Race of Champions. They bring everybody in from all the different disciplines, and then they throw them in a car, like what you're looking at now, and then let's go race,
Well, I was supposed to go the last year that they started at Stafford, and then they were going to go to Thunder Road, which is up here in Vermont. And I had tickets to go to it, and then I forget what tropical storm came up through here and flooded that whole area, and they ended up running the second race down at Stafford. So I didn't get to do two things that I wanted to do. For one, see the SRX series run, and two, ever get a chance to go to Thunder Road. I still can. I only live a couple hours away from it. Just still haven't gone up there yet.
So is the SRX series done?
As last time I knew, they're not running it as of right now.
Oh, okay.
But not sure why. Rick K, pace car lights are off. Rick K is our current leader. Diver Down is second. Third is Crocodile Crop. Fourth is Jebro. Fifth is Larry D. John Godfrey's currently back there in the sixth position. And then we have got E. Johnson, AJ is back there. And then Donnie Cameron. Joe Kearns. So that's your top 10 right now as we get ready to go back to green.
OpenSpeedway.net.
Absolutely. a fun group of guys. So, I mean,
yeah, good turnout too, right? I mean, we've got 20 guys on the track right now. Everybody's still running.
Problem I have is most of the nights I'm either broadcasting and I race on Wednesday. So,
yeah,
Ace car's off on pit road. Rick K is going to lead these guys down to this restart. I were down right behind him, as I said before. Crocodile Crop going to try to see if he can go out there and snag a win from these guys.
That's the thing with this. It's my favorite game ever. Every time I get a new computer, it's always the first game I install. And now that I've been into the broadcasting thing, I find myself not racing that much because it's
same here.
It's like I'm like, it's a weird. It's almost like you want to put away the broadcasting thing, but then I also think about it too, where I'm just playing the game in a different way now.
Yep. When I get into racing for real, don't do it as much. I'm noticing one thing. I was just watching Crocodile Comp push Diver down there out to the lead.
Yeah.
I'm wondering about the box on these, and when we say that is, so we see with like Men's Cup when people get up behind and push, we see them literally touching the back of the car. I haven't seen anybody hit the back of a car per se, you know what I mean, as far as actual seeing them touch. But I've seen, like, just watch Crocodile Crump get right in the back of Diver down, and you could tell that he pushed him, but he was still probably a foot away. I wonder if the box is a little bit smaller, bigger in these cars than the cars actually there.
Because maybe that's how that accident happened too. I'm like, maybe I'm saying it's like internet lag, but if the hitbox is literally flared out a little bit beyond the model, then if the model doesn't fill the box, you're driving it in a way that you're like, I didn't touch him. But if the hitbox is just a little bit bigger than what you can see, that can cause issues. That's kind of what I'm thinking. Yeah.
Larry D gets out there, takes the lead for a little minute.
Because we look at these mods and it's like, okay, the game really has one hitbox and you need to fill it with a truck, with a car, with whatever you want to build. And then the way that they drive is based on the physics. So technically, CTS physics, trucks, cars. Who's that down there?
Davis is around. I don't know if that's going to bring out a caution yet, because he came right up in front of the pack. But as I was going to mention something, 3 wide.
Holy moly!
I was going to mention something, and then as you were going on talking there, but Denny Carroll had just touched on it as well. We saw Crocodile Cromp take the lead on the high side there. You get enough cars up there, it'll do it. And Denny was making that comment about if you get 6 or 7 of them up there, they can do it. And they actually just showed that.
Watch this in a replay here on the 98 of Dave Davis. It gets a little squirrely in there.
A little ahead of him, but I saw all I could see was the back of his car headed.
Joe in the 077 there got rolled. Let's ride. It's always nice to do a cockpit view when a guy goes end over end. Unfortunately, starring Joseph Kearns. A cool looking dash in these things.
I haven't looked at that.
Yeah, it's cool. I forget sometimes to get inside the actual cockpit. I like the gauges.
Oh, yeah, that is cool.
The gauges are awesome.
It's kind of Cup, like their standard Cup Series S, but done a lot neater, per se.
And see, when we're broadcasting live, we can see the RPM move, and I don't believe the other needles relay the proper information. But if you were driving the car, those needles do move. The fuel pressure gauge, the oil gauge, and the water temp. They don't relay actual information.
They don't do that, and I think pretty much the reasoning behind that would be, you having telemetry on the driver. If you could go in and see everything they're doing, you know darn well if you got somebody that's going out there and whooping up on somebody, they're gonna go watch their replay. If they can go in there and figure out everything they do,
they're like, why is it doing that? Why is it running hotter? Well, it's running hotter because he's running more tape. Oh, like that's the whole thing.
getting down to it there. We're going to have another, looks almost like another green-white checkered-ish. Close. We get there, we're going to have 2 laps. So it's going to be green 2 laps and then checkered. The laps that caught up on us. We're so busy with all the excitement going on. I just happened to look down and see that, coming to the flag, we're going to have 2 to go here. So
It looks like the lights are off, so yeah. Pace car will be moving out of the way.
Chris Elliott is still back there in the 10th position. I would say might not be a bad position to be. He's got Mingilardi right in front of him. The 2 guys that are, kind of sort of fighting around in points, but I don't know how close they are to each other as far as the points go, just because we don't have access to that. But I think Crocodile Cromp's going to be the sitting duck of the group here. Just this is my opinion. Larry D will probably get out there. I would be more than willing to think that Rick Kay or John Goffrey, they're probably in the catbird seat where they're sitting.
Mm-hmm.
Just the way we've seen it. Although we know, getting down to it, they probably don't have to worry about blocking. They don't have to come off the low line now. It just, I don't know. We'll just have to see how it plays out.
Cromp holding the 70. There he goes.
He got a good launch there.
Yep, and he will be able to protect that bottom if he chooses to do so.
Rick Kay is going to get right into the back of Larry there and give him a pretty good shove. And Godfrey back there in the 4th. He's just waiting for them guys to open up something. Let me go, he said. And he pulls that. See, that's...
I don't believe he doesn't have to yield that low lane.
I'm not sure. May not be maybe just the last lap too.
Ooh, wow! There's a good run on the top side too.
Bro, and that diver down on the high side.
Yep.
It got slowed up a little just by Crocodile Crump because he got kind of caught off guard there. But
Larry D in front, taking the white.
There you go. White flag is out. This is the last lap. Interesting to see what goes on down the backstretch here. That line. Ooh! Yeah, bro, got a little into the back of Crocodile Crop. Got it set up at the top. Trying to do it look kind of like a side draft, and it did not work out. Larry D, he's not leaving that bottom now, because in the last lap he can do that.
Godfrey looking down below the line there, being like, we're back here, dude. Like, what are we going to do? Does anybody have anything to get around Larry before this thing comes to a close?
EJ up the top there. I think anybody's really gonna. Nobody's really got the move to make on him. So
they're putting on some moves now.
Yeah. Godfrey's gonna finish 3rd. Rick Kay's gonna finish 2nd. And Larry D is going to be your 2nd winner for tonight. So hold on, we'll let Larry do his.
Oh, maybe not.
I was going to say let Larry do his celebrating, but I don't think
they just crushed the car. I have that flag animation set up to be right inside the window, but they hit the car so hard it actually twisted it. Now it looks like it's floating in the middle of nowhere.
Kind of cool at the broadcast when he got that good hit. The flag looked like it unhooked for a minute.
Yeah, because I used the far chase view because that view there is locked tight. That's the trick.
I say Larry's just struggling getting that thing to do a burnout.
Working on it.
He's trying. I found some spot down there. Trying to find a spot where he can get it started. I guess once he gets it started, it'll get going.
Up with the gearing in these things, because they were having trouble doing burnouts in the last race too.
Yeah.
Well, we can get a view of Larry's crushed up car, but then we can also go around to this side, and it looks like it's okay. Either way.
I don't know. That kind of looks like an aerodynamic advantage there, if you ask me, on that right side. It's not gonna fit on the template. We know that much.
Nope.
See if we can get a hold of John Godfrey here and get him. John, you got Rod and Blaine in the booth. You got a copy.
I got you, fellas.
Glad to see you finally have some fairly decent luck. That first race, you didn't have any at all. Your typical, you go out there and just motor blows up on you. And tonight, I kind of figured that you're going to probably get out there and win this thing just because of the way the race had gone. But of course, once we get to that last lap, they can start protecting the bottom. But coming out all the way through after having that first one and finishing third, that's not a bad night for you.
Yeah, Rod, the way things have been going with late over here, I'll take a third. It's just good to be around at the checkered flag.
Anywhere. I mean, anywhere we broadcast that we see you race there, you've just not had the greatest of luck. I don't know. I guess if you weren't for bad luck, you wouldn't have any at all. But that's pretty good. You didn't really run all the way up front all night. I mean, that's really weird how we have 3 or 4 lead changes on the back down there. But I just happy for you coming out and getting third.
Yeah, I got swept up in one of those wrecks somewhere along the way and got a little bit of damage, but it wasn't enough to affect the performance of the car. The team put me back on the track, and yeah, we were pretty competitive there at the end. But I was content to just stay in line. I wasn't going to make any moves because I didn't know if anybody would go with me, and it seems like you just go right straight to the back if you don't have friends.
Yeah, we saw a lot of the drivers. Crocodile Cromp was the leader at that beginning of that, and then he ends up finishing outside the top 10. 2 laps later. So yeah, it's probably the smart move of just to stay where you are. We noticed it looked like the box on these cars was bigger than the car itself was. So every time we saw somebody try to push somebody back, it looked like they never actually really made contact. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that I didn't have any issues in the bump draft, so yeah, this is a pretty good mod. I like it.
Very cool. Blaine, do you have any questions for John?
Well, I was actually going to hit on the hitbox thing, but is there a method to trying to figure out where to be with that low lining rule? Trying to get up there at the front at the end. It's it's tough to kind of gauge. Because we were seeing guys from the 5th position, lead a lap, lose the lead the lap, all in 1 or 2 laps. There's ended up being 5 or 6 lane changes. It's pretty frantic out there.
Yeah, it seems like the best deal is to be in second as you're coming to the white flag, or with the 2 to go, I should say, so that you can make that move coming to the white flag and be the leader, and then you get to stay in the bottom all the way around for that last lap, which worked out good for Larry. That seemed to be his strategy.
Well, very cool. Congratulations on finishing third for the night. We're going to give you the opportunity to thank anybody and everybody you would like to thank, John. The floor is yours.
Well, thank Open Speedway and Ralph LeBlanc for giving us a place to race and putting this series on. Donnie Cameron for all the hard work he's done, putting this together and painting up cars. And, of course, you guys there at Tarnation TV with the outstanding job you do with our broadcasts. We appreciate it.
Well, there you go. Our third place finisher for the evening. That would be the one, the only John Godfrey. So congratulations, bud.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks, John.
Ricky, you got Rod and Blaine in the booth. You got a copy, my buddy.
Yes, I do. Thank you very much.
Last time we were here in the second race, we were interviewing you for finishing second, which is pretty good. But you were the champion that time. This time, you kind of goofed up, missed a couple of races, and you come back out. But tonight, all in all, not bad for a second place finish.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much. Yeah, appreciate it. I was in the market for possibly winning the race, but I felt like, I know Larry, I know the guys that were in the points, and I said, well, Larry needs this win bad, so let me help Larry win this race. Since I was in position to give him a win, I just went for it, gave him the win, yeah.
Oh, that's cool. It's the weird way that, just the no low lining rule worked out. I mean, we would see, we mentioned it before with John Godfrey, but we would see sometimes 2-3 lead changes a lap. And where you were third going into that last run, and I kind of picked either you or Godfrey possibly being in what I consider the driver's seat from what we saw. You were able to get there up to that second position, like you said, but elected to stay there, take the second instead of trying to make that move and go to the lead. So all in all, it worked out pretty good for you.
Yeah, I had a shot at it. It was. I was thinking about it. I said, I should try for this. I thought about it. Yep.
And just backed out. Said second's good.
Yeah.
Well, and what? See, you missed just one night, so that puts you you were, Christ, almost darn to 14th or 15th going into the night, out of the points. You're gonna try to come back next season, see if you can't win another championship.
I'm gonna try. I'll try to be here for all of March. I'll try. Give it a shot.
Well, we're gonna be doing a live broadcast at the end of the month in March for you guys for the next season. I don't know if Chris Elliott's gonna let us, but just because he may pay us to stay away because he just seems to have nothing but bad luck. But
we're bad luck, yeah.
I hope to be in the hunt for it when you guys broadcast again at the end of March. I hope so.
That'll be awesome. Blaine, do you have a question for Rick?
Oh man, just a great race, great night altogether. I mean, you guys running all the sprint races to get warmed up for this thing and changing the tracks all over the place. It was hard for us to keep track of everything, but you guys put on a great show tonight, and hopefully, we did it justice. I was curious, I always keep talking about the low line thing. I've never run it before, and I always thought in my mind that it was going to be kind of a weird rule that I wouldn't like. But after broadcasting here, it actually looks like a lot of fun.
It's pretty interesting. Being able to Speedway for many years, I've been here since way back in the day. It allows for fairness, and it makes it so that we try to make it fair so that everybody has a chance at winning the race. That's what it's designed to do. I think it's pretty neat, But if you do it right, you can actually win on the outside too. So it just depends on who your partners are, and just that's it.
Definitely throws a really, really different strategy into it for all you guys. I mean, you don't just go out there and low line and protect. You literally have got to think. I always say you're playing, chess with 20 people at 200 miles an hour here. You really got to really think about how you're going to get yourself lined up for that.
For sure.
All right. Well, I'm going to give you a chance to thank anybody and everybody that got you here, whatnot. So the floor is yours.
Well, again, as I said the last time I won this, which was great, I had a fun time, and I would like to thank Open Speedway, Brad, Larry, Dave, and Donnie for all helping out putting this on, and Ralph, who runs the servers. It was great, and I enjoy racing Open Speedway, and thank you guys for the broadcasting of this event. Appreciate Tarnation TV for broadcasting. Thanks, guys.
All right, congratulations on your second place finish, bud. Looking forward to see you hopefully there in the championship round, next month.
Hope to be here. Thank you, guys. Thank you for having me.
Have a good night, Rick. Thanks.
Thanks, guys.
There he is. Rick K. Had the word speed on the side of his car.
There you go. So, Larry D, you got Rod and Blaine in the booth. Got a copy. Somebody kick Larry.
Hello, Dave.
There he is.
There he is.
How are you?
Had to unmute his button there. So, congratulations on, getting the win tonight. We were talking a lot about how, the strategy and with the no low lining deal, how to get yourself in position. So when you did get to that last lap that you could, defend and whatnot, and you did that to perfection tonight.
Well, I knew having RK behind me, it gave me every opportunity in the world to pull down a birthday win. So, yeah, I'm pretty happy about it. The 188 lap machine was fast tonight. It was good till after the race, and somebody beat the hell out of my car.
So we see that.
Happy birthday, Ben! It's your birthday today, and you pulled out a win here.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Who'd have thought it, right?
29 again, Larry.
29 I've done 29 several times now. Right.
As his wife says too, she stopped counting. She stopped having birthdays after 29 or 27.
I'm like 29 now for the 45th time.
There you go. I know Larry for a long time. He's retired, enjoying life and having a good time. So, shovel much snow today, did you?
catch the last. Hold on, let me shut this off. All right, what's the last thing you said, Rod?
So, shovel much snow today, did you?
Yeah, we had about 14 inches of snow. The old Aryans fired up just fine. Took care of the driveway like a good doggy daddy. I cut a path in the back so that Cooper could go out and do his thing.
Yeah.
Then we jumped in the F-250, took care of the driveway, took a ride around the block, took care of some of the older neighbors so they wouldn't be having no heart attacks on us. So yeah, it was a very good day. Got in about back home about 2:30 this afternoon. My wife treated me like a king for the rest of the day. And then you guys give me a win at the end of the evening. What a good day.
We didn't give it to you. You earned that, buddy.
Well, I'm looking forward to hearing what you fellas had to say. You guys do such an outstanding job.
Well, I thank you. Probably not as good as that podcast you used to be on, but you know. You still doing that?
Yeah, I still work on WBZ radio. You know that's one of the largest radio stations on the East Coast. They go to 38 by air. They go to 38 states in Canada, and they're part of the iHeart network. So we are kind of worldwide. We get calls from all over the world.
Oh, I'm sure. I'll listen to you.
I know you do, big guy. I know you do. Hey, listen, I got to give a shout out to my fellow admins. Donnie Cameron bust his butt painting up some beautiful cars. You saw that beautiful pace car that he drew up. That was great.
Yeah.
Brad does a great job. Dave Davis, and a big shout out to Ralph, who runs the server for us. Just everybody here is super. These are a great bunch of guys that I race with.
Yeah, and then I'll tell you that up here, up north of you, we got the edge of the storm. I think we got 2 inches.
Wow. Oh, come on, cut it out. It's still snowing here, Rod. We're expecting like 5 more inches overnight, and then Wednesday 1 to 3.
I don't know. I haven't looked at the radar to see if it's still up here or not. But we didn't. I mean, I've got to shovel off my ramp, but I mean, there ain't enough to really shovel off. You know what I mean? Stop it! I had to. I'm sorry.
That's all right, brother. Anyway, yeah, this has been a hell of a day, and I'm so glad that you guys were here to witness and to put this on the internet. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Thanks for having us.
I was going to say, Blaine, do you have a question for him?
No, man, happy birthday. That's awesome. And we got a bunch of the sprint races covered at the start, too, which is a lot of fun doing that. That's always neat to bypass practice and get on the sprint track. And, yeah, it was a good night.
Well, I don't know, Larry, if you give you a chance to thank somebody. You went through the admins, but anybody else that you want to thank, maybe let the wife for letting you come race and whatnot, or give you the chance to thank anybody you want. Floor is yours.
10-4, I got to say, one of the scariest parts was when the RLM server went down at 10:20.
Yeah.
And so I had to call Ralph on the phone. Ralph had to get it all fixed up. Thank goodness for him. But I want to give big shout outs to my son Scott and Christy, my granddaughter Juliana, my wife Sandra, my dog Cooper. They have been awesome, and they have supported me throughout this racing business I do every single night. And a shout out to you, my good friend Rod, and my good friend Blaine.
Well, thanks for having us, man. So is Ralph the guy who runs RLM?
No, Ralph owns the server, but I think the guy's name is Dave, who runs RLM. I'm pretty sure Ralph has Dave's ear.
Oh, okay. So it's a pretty small crew over there then, because Rod and I were talking about that before, like who created the arena, and it's probably a pretty tight crew over there.
Oops. Either this button of mine is bad, this talk button or something, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure that you've seen that the number of leagues is shrinking, and that's kind of scary.
Yeah, well, a lot of guys run their own servers now too, I think.
Looking at that earlier in Race LM, there's only, I think it's 8 servers on Race LM, when I can remember back in the day, you'd have to scroll down and go down quite a ways with the amount of servers that were on there. So.
Oh yeah, you had several options. Which league you wanted to do? A pickup race.
Yeah. But the thing of it is there's still a lot of diehard people out there that are racing this series, or the NASCAR 2003 series. A lot of people have gone over to the iRacing, and then of course there's that NASCAR, was it a 225 or something like that? I haven't even really seen it, much of it, but you still got the diehards, and there's only 8 servers on there for Race LM, but there's a lot of people out there that just buy a server and run it themselves.
There's hundreds of leagues in this game still. It's just unfortunately RLM might get left behind a little bit. People set up their own box in their house to host the races.
It would be good if there was a list someplace of all these private groups that you could request to join. I don't know of any. Do you?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. There's a lot. SMO, Maverick. There's
Fast.
RTG on RSM, ASR runs on A Race LM, AOR, Fast, as he said. It's just so many.
Hey, listen, before I go, I forgot to thank Rick Kay for giving me that last push on the last couple of laps to help me win. Without him, I would not have won this race.
Well, we'll just say when you watch the broadcast, he said something about that, so we'll just leave it at that. We'll make you have to go watch the broadcast.
He brought it up.
Yeah, he brought it up.
I'm going to go let my dog out now, and then I'm going to go watch the broadcast. Thank you very much, guys, for being here.
Congratulations, bud.
Thank you, and we'll see you next month for sure.
Absolutely.
Thanks, Larry. Happy birthday, dude.
Thank you, Blaine. Thank you, Rod. Good night.
And away he goes.
Away he goes.
He was just here, and now he's not.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's a full night, man. All kinds of stuff. Sprint races, 2 or 3 different sprint races, and I forgot all about the RLM server going down literally like 9 minutes before they're ready to start their first race. So it all ended up working.
Yep. And you stayed awake through the whole night.
I did. Yeah, I said, I went to bed early last night. Now I try to do that when I know I've got to, and I'm still working on Ben's race too. That's gonna be a big one next Tuesday. But I'm trying to get the new computer to broadcast it, so it should be cool. It's trying to decide on a few things and get some last minute stuff ironed out. But I got a list and checking it twice. But yeah, this is fun here tonight. The Open Speedway. We'll see you guys at the end of March, which will be the 30th.
I'd have to look that up.
Yep, March 30th. We'll be back here doing another doubleheader with the tracks. I do not know, but we will have that information.
We'll figure that out. Then, of course, you are broadcasting Thursday at RTG with the Challenge Series, Daytona Challenge Series with Seth Cole. Either Mike Norman or Kyle Matheson. I don't know.
Kyle Matthews.
Yeah. And then we'll be back here ASR Saturday. Know that Nate Balzer sent me his truck for Friday night, and I was like, I've been wondering whether you had got a deal worked out for them yet. But
yes, we do. Yeah, because ASR takes a break between their seasons and primetime racing with Graham and Keith, and Nate has already supplied us with the truck, so it's we got a few Fridays coming up with them and a Saturday as well. They they plugged a Saturday in between the season gap at ASR, so they're making sure that we don't get a day off.
No.
Yeah.
And of course, next Monday we'll be back here, but not in the NASCAR. We'll be on Tarnation TV Turbo, trying to deal with the Billy Goat. So, an RV there yet. So that'll be fun.
I read a thing somewhere that you can actually tether the winch to the ski lifts.
Yes, we've done that.
Okay.
Remember how we said that we got to that second the broadcast there? We had said there's some stuff here that we do know, but then there's some stuff that we totally missed because we went up the ski lift and went across the gondola, straight across the middle and over to the other side. So it was kind of fun.
Awesome. Yeah. Well, there you go. Yeah, stay tuned to the channels because apparently people watch the stuff, and we had a lot of hits tonight. We had like 150 hits. So
11 likes tonight, buddy. 11 likes.
Yeah,
that's like the best. I think that's the most we've ever gotten a broadcast.
Yeah, we don't come over here very often. But when we do, man, they put up the numbers. To get 150 hits on a Monday evening is pretty awesome. We usually average around 100, 120, but here it gets a bunch of different eyes. So yeah, if people are subscribing to stuff, then that's always fun too. Another couple hundred subscribers, and we can actually start monetizing these things. But we don't really need to because the leagues hire us to do it.
Yep.
But it's just that, YouTube loves their numbers and they keep shoving it at me, eh? I don't care. But then you kind of care because they show you. But either way, thank you as always to everybody who watched live and was interacting. There was tons of interacting going on with the live YouTube chat. Of course, anybody who watches the replay is always appreciated. Also, Open Speedway, that whole crew for having us do this. It's always a lot of fun. Of course, all the drivers. And Mr. Weston, thank you very much, as always, for co-hosting. Any final closing words?
It was actually a pretty good, pretty fun race. We had a couple of big wrecks, which kind of sucked for some people. I guess Chris Elliott's just got to take that horseshoe out of somebody and borrow it, and to get that championship finally over here. But no, all in all, it's a fun race. Looking forward to coming back. When we get started pretty soon here in March, we're going to be real busy. So look for that on Tarnation TV.
Yeah, we'll be here. And as always, if the women don't find you handsome, they should at least find you handy. Keep your stick on the ice.